Bill.
Hello.
And Bob in Mill Creek. We're all here.
Mill Creek.
Yeah.
All right. Well, because that was TLC, of course.
Yes.
Waterfalls.
Yes.
And it is International Waterfall Day.
So waterfalls all over the world are celebrating today.
Yes. Waterfalls, there's actually a science, waterfallology. And European explorers used to document the waterfalls that they came across. And then they started naming them. The trend of specifically Europeans naming waterfalls is following people's increased scientific focus on nature at the time. And
is there any list of how many different ones are called Bridal Veil Falls? There's lots of them.
Yes, you bring that up. It is a very common name for waterfalls. The one I liked was David Livingstone, the explorer, named Victoria Falls after Queen Victoria.
Sure.
Let's see, the guy, where was that one? I'll find it here. Jimmy Angel. A guy named Jimmy Angel, an American aviator, flew over the waterfall now known as Angel Falls while he was on a flight searching for a valuable ore bed. Angel Falls, the biggest drop of water. I think it's in South America, yeah. Yeah, Angel Falls.
Let me look.
It's the tallest waterfall of all.
And he named it after himself. That's pretty... that's my waterfall.
That's me, right there, baby. Angel Falls. That's what we're calling it.
Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela. And, they're just so... And interestingly enough, as Frank Christ presents coming up, Frank knew that it was International Waterfall Day, and so he gave me a list of actors who appear in movies that feature waterfalls prominently. So it's all waterfall themed.
I was wondering if the waterfall in Ogden Canyon had a name, and it's Ogden Canyon Waterfall.
Yeah, and
although that's a fake.
It's a fake waterfall too. It's not real.
I remember being so disappointed. I'm like, that's not real.
Yeah, you go up there and you can. Now there's a waterfall up in the mountains behind Ogden, up a canyon called Waterfall Canyon.
Right.
And that waterfall, interestingly enough, you can sort of see it from is it I-80 as you're going? If you look really carefully, don't do it when you're driving, you can see it. But people thought that waterfall, and it is a beautiful waterfall. It's not too far up a canyon to hike up there. But they thought it would be nice if people could see it better, so they piped it out to the front of the canyon.
Oh, I see.
And made it so that people could see it. And then a big rainstorm came up and washed out all the piping, and then they went, oh, to hell with that. Let's not do it again.
So visitogden.com has a page called Chasing Waterfalls in Ogden.
Oh, really?
It's a list of
and there's
all the different waterfalls.
There's one up Waterfall Canyon. There's one up, what's the canyon? There's a little canyon right up behind Weber State.
There's North Fork Park Waterfall. There's Ogden Canyon Waterfall. There's...
sometimes they shut that waterfall in Ogden Canyon off sometimes.
I know. It's like it's either gushing or there's nothing there.
Yeah.
They should always have a little trickle of something coming down there.
That's what I feel. I like to always have a little trickle of something coming down. I try to manage that as best I can. Little trickle of something always just coming down there.
But everybody always pulls off right there in front of that waterfall to take, for your Instagram moment.
It's beautiful, and it's and when it's a nice hot day and it's really coming down, you'll get the spray from it, and then it's pretty easy to hike up to the top of it too. There's just like a road that goes up there, and you can sort of stand over the top of it and see. There's a little gatehouse up there that they can turn it on and off. I used to spend an awful lot of time in the canyon at
Ogden Canyon?
Ogden Canyon and all of those canyons along there.
So somebody bought the Oaks.
Yeah, that's what I heard. Is it open now?
No, there's a big dumpster in front of it. And because I drive up and down there.
The Oaks is a restaurant about halfway up Ogden Canyon,
which is great. They have tables along the river. You can eat along the river, and but I keep being hopeful. I don't know if it's going to open this summer because it looks like they're doing a major renovation of it.
It's been there forever. When I was a little kid, you would stop there for ice cream.
Yeah, they have like far better ice cream
Yeah.
there.
And then when I was in college and in high school and college, we'd go there for hamburgers, and they had great. The Oak Burger was really good, and they had great breakfasts there.
During the pandemic, somebody else had purchased it, and it was a little bit of a nicer, more upscale restaurant for a time. But
that didn't work.
because it was, we tried to support it, but it was all like takeout, and it was a bad time to try to.
And then
open
I
a
guess
restaurant.
Grey Cliff Lodge was another restaurant up in Ogden Canyon, but I guess that is
for-
no more, right?
It's for sale. You can buy it if you want.
Well, I don't. I think you'd have to. I think you'd have to reclaim it from the insects.
Is it being absorbed into
I think
the
so. It was
landscape?
I used to like eating at Grey Cliff Lodge though, because they had these. They bring out these cinnamon rolls.
Well, and then they had cinnamon chicken too.
Yeah.
What?
Oh,
Yeah, it was good.
so
Okay.
good.
I've never heard of cinnamon chicken,
You don't do chicken,
but
though.
I don't. I'm
So
not,
why would you
I'm not
have
supposed
heard
to.
it? Yeah.
I do it sometimes, but I'm not supposed to.
Are you're allergic to chicken?
I am.
If you eat a piece of chicken, what happens, Katie?
If I eat some chicken, it's not. My skin gets really itchy, but then I get really bad stomach pains.
Which is weird because chicken seems like the most innocuous of things you could, like a bland meat that you can have.
You know
It
what's
should
really
be
funny
fine.
is apparently most like a lot of dogs out there, they're allergic to chicken when they have a protein allergy.
So Katie and dogs.
Yeah, that's why I
Katie
like
and
dogs
dogs,
so much, man.
yeah.
You know,
Katie's part dog.
apparently.
All right. Well, I guess we need to take a break here, right?
Yep.
It is sweltering in this studio.
Yeah.
Our air conditioner.
I don't.
Longtime friends of the program know our yearly
Every single
fight
year.
with the air.
Jesus. It's.
Well, and the sun's not even really up yet. So
I know, I
we'll
can't
get
stand
hotter.
it.
And
I
we're
just
having
can't
camera
stand
issues, so it's just
That's all right.
it's a Monday, you guys. It's a Monday.
All right. Well, we'll take a break. 877
Are you having a bad case of the Mondays?
Yeah.
Tell us.
877-602-9696. That's the number. Check in with the Radio from Hell show. Complain about how hot you are. 877-602-9696, or you can text us 33986. Let's go.
Come join us, the Lords of Morning Radio, on Sunday, June 29th at the Salt Lake Acting Company for a special Not Safe for Work podcast recording session. Follow
It's time to get this over with.
I can't do it.
It's too hot. I'm too tired.
And I just broke my headphones.
Oh, no.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Bill breaking his headphones, brought to you by Jerry Seiner Cadillac. Celebrate their new location with an incredible buying experience for your dream car. Come in today and experience the Seiner difference.
Let's see. We got to do the moon stuff, right?
Yeah.
It's too hot.
I know.
I can't.
It's hard to focus.
I
when
can't
it's-
go on. I'll go on. All right. The moon is, 74.2% of full. The moon will, what's it going to do today? It's going to rise at some point, I know. The moon will rise today. Oh, no, set at 11:07 a.m. It was just hanging around out in the low in the sky this morning when I came out of my house. And today is, of course, Monday. It's the 16th day of June. Oh, I should remember that. It's my wife's birthday.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Bill.
In the yeah, she'll hear that. in the year of our Lord Jesus Christ, 2025, it's Clean Your Kitchen Vents Day.
Your kitchen vent.
Yeah,
Like
yeah. Go
your
ahead.
stove.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Go ahead. We'll wait. Go clean them now. It's World Sea Turtle Day.
Oh,
That's because this is the birthday of Dr. Archie Carr, known as the father of sea turtle biology. It's Take Your Cat to Work Day.
take your cat.
That
to work.
just wouldn't work out, would it? I mean,
great.
you can take dogs to work as a general
Vax
rule,
comes every day.
but cats coming to work, I just can't imagine that. And it's a National Fudge Day.
See, now fudge should be a winter time. That should be in the winter. It's too hot for fudge.
Gina, any weather is fudge weather, as far as I'm concerned. Any weather is fudge weather. And then I read this story next to the National Fudge Day. It said, people yell, "Oh, fudge!"
Yes.
because it became it happened when somebody was burning a batch of fudge, and that's not why they say "Oh, fudge."
No, it's 'cause it's
because
close to-
they can't say the F word, so they say fudge. And to me, the F word has always been fudge. And it's International Waterfall Day. Waterfall Day. And this is an all-new edition of the Radio from Hell show starring the Lords of Morning Radio. It's Kerry Jackson, but he's not here. He's on sabbatical.
But we'll hear from him. He sent some recordings of his adventures. We'll hear from him a little bit later.
And we have no idea what they are.
I do, but that's 'cause I had to listen
don't
to
tell
it.
us. We'll just
We'll enjoy them with friends of the program for the first time.
yeah. I just want to experience them fresh and without thinking about it beforehand. And let's see. It's me, Bill Allred, right here, just being too hot. Gina Barberi over there is too
Also
hot.
being too.
Let's see. Katie for short is our fine producer. She's running the board and
Hello.
filling in sort of for Carrie.
Yep.
And then who's here today?
I see Ari.
Ari and Dawson is here.
Dawson.
Yep.
Dawson is here helping out, and the dog Vax is lending moral support.
Always.
And the fan is with us today, which is not doing anything.
Well,
at all.
it's nice to know that we have a fan, at least one.
One fan.
One fan. It's really not helping.
Your check-ins, 877-602-9696. You can text a check-in, too.
Why don't you read some of those while I fix my headphones?
Absolutely. Let's see. Mixer driver Shane checking in from American Fork. Sketchy Blake of Ogden. He and his lovely family stopped by my remote on Saturday. He says, "What's with all these nice things you're saying about Ogden? We're trying to keep it sketchy here." Ron the Carpenter enjoys a good waterfall, he says. Zane of Dallas checking in. Got to talk to my daughter yesterday. Hey, who's doing sports? I believe Amy's back.
I don't know for sure.
I can't tell you. I do not know.
I think it's probably Amy. We haven't had her for a minute.
Yep.
Landfill Dave here finally sat down and watched Rogue One. Carrie was right. It's the best Star Wars movie, but it really was just Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Mike in Nashville checking in, hoping y'all can make it to the end of the show. I don't know. Bill, I think, is already inching his way out.
Oh, man. I'm not. I won't come in tomorrow if the air conditioning is not
I
fixed.
know.
It's just terrible.
Tristan from the most west of Jordans checking in. Somebody says, my dad's allergic to chicken and turkey. Can Katie eat turkey?
I can eat turkey, but I can't do chicken or eggs.
Miles from Holiday checking in.
How many miles from Holiday? Miles from Holiday.
It's Shohei's pitching debut for the Dodgers today.
Shohei Ohtani.
Yeah.
He's going to be back on the mound.
He's been injured.
I think he's been batting but he hasn't been pitching,
Ah.
I believe.
We do have a caller.
Okay.
Okay.
I believe it's supposed to be Brody.
Is it Brody? Is that who's there?
Yes, Lords. Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, Brody from Idaho Falls, and you were
Barbecue guy?
you were going to enter a barbecue contest. Am I remembering that right?
That is correct. And yesterday was such contest, and I'm blown out of the water from what happened yesterday.
What happened?
Tell
What?
us.
After this competition's been going on for 7 years, and I entered this on a whimmy, and I win first place.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
How did you
Won the whole
manage?
thing.
How did you manage to do that, Brody?
Well, I think a lot of these guys were just doing normal, like Carolina, Texas style barbecue,
Yeah.
just sticking to what they know. And I whip out the pickle rib. No one's tasted that before, and I was.
I have
don't
no
know how
idea
you-
what that is.
The pickle rib?
Yes, I marinated my ribs in pickle juice and made a dill pickle flavored rib.
Oh,
Well,
my
everyone said, like,
God.
I would
savory-
try that.
I'd be all for it.
Huh.
Yeah.
Is it? Is there tomato base in it, or
No tomato. It's all pickle.
It's all
pickle.
pick. So, what did you win? What was the prize?
I won a very nice cutting board, but on top of that, I won a Traeger Woodridge smoker.
Oh,
Wow.
I
nice.
don't have a smoker.
yeah? Listen, now, can you send us along your pickle rib recipe?
I will send you something of equivalence as long as you don't enter a contest and steal my thunder.
Deal.
Oh, I see.
This is award-winning barbecue, Billy. You don't just pass
Yeah.
those recipes around.
Yeah, I don't blame. Just what you need to do is bring us some ribs.
Yeah, happy to bring your ribs, Bill.
All right. Listen, next time you're down this way, bring a batch of ribs, and we'll try them out.
Well, I'll be happy to. Yeah, I'll get you some ribs.
All right, Brody.
Congratulations,
Thanks,
Brody.
and way to go.
Thank you, Lord.
See ya. Pickle ribs.
Jello Salad Annie checking in. I remember the shops and the tram at Bridal Veil Falls. Also love Stewart Falls. Did you used to do dances at the
Yes,
top of Bridal Veil?
a couple of times I did. We did dances up there, DJ dances, and I remember my lovely wife making me climb out of the. We weren't married then. Climb out of the tram car and sit on top of it and ride on the tram.
That was an adventure.
It was really dumb, but we did it.
Let's see. Ella the Nanny, Tree of Maine. Hello from Sleepless and Sandy. Power outage all night. Oh, I didn't.
I didn't know about that either.
Let's see. Michaela Vrino. Kate from San Pete County. First time check in. Well, welcome, Katie. You check in anytime you like from San Pete. Jocelyn checking in from the hottest part of Sandy. I know the no AC feeling. So I guess folks down south
geez.
Bummer.
are feeling our pain.
And your air conditioning's been out too.
It is. I've got the nice folks from Larson coming by today to look at that for me. Richard, who's not a dick, checking in. Excuse me. My daughter took me to Adams Canyon on Sunday. Great waterfall there.
Yep. I've been up to that one. It's up above Layton.
Yeah. That's a nice one.
Also went to the protest on Saturday and was a block away from the shooting. We'll obviously be talking about all of that in the news coming up. Johnny B checking in from the sugariest of sugar hoods. I'll be playing on some tall scaffolding today. Batchman Justin took the show crab fishing to Oregon last week. Thanks for letting me listen. Yeah, we're portable.
Yeah.
You can take us with you.
We like
Wherever you go.
We like crabbing too. So
Calvin from the Dell, Woodworker Willie, Mishak Averta, Dan of Evanston. Looks like everybody is here.
how can you tell?
Well, I mean, all of those people.
Okay.
We're at least have that many people with us today, and
yeah.
I think that's a good amount.
That's a handful of listeners we have, which is good to know.
A smattering.
Yes. All right. Well, let's see.
Do a little
Weather
traffic.
Yeah.
Let's see. We have an Infiniteam. You can let us know what you're seeing too. Right Wing Wade checking in from I-15 says both lanes of I-15 are moving along nicely, and it looks like UDOT agrees with you, Right Wing Wade. No slowdowns or accidents being reported there. But please let us know what you're seeing on the roads if it's safe for you to text 33986.
All right, we're going to take a break, and when we get back, well, we'll have Big Boy News and Opinioendo, And also, Frank Chris Presents They're Fine, They're Just Fine. It's our Dead Celebrity game where one contestant tries to discern which celebrity has died out of a list of 4. So it's fairly easy to do, really. And if you select the dead celebrity correctly, you'll win what, Gina?
A Radio from Hell chicken bucket does not contain chicken, so Katie
Yes.
was not allergic to it.
Yeah.
But we will put Radio from Hell coffee mug in there, T-shirt probably, other
things I can find.
fabulous. Oh, we should put some more of the
We could definitely
Radio
put a
from
water
Hell
bottle
water
in there.
in.
Yeah, for sure.
I have a red bouncy ball on my desk that we could put in there.
Sure.
Okay.
Definitely. All right. All that coming up after some messages and a song. But first, Stockton 12 Honda, Bill.
Stockton 12 Honda, your neighborhood Honda dealer. They're in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy, and they have been voted Salt Lake City's best import new car dealer of 2025. And big news for your wallet at Stockton 12 Honda. The trade-in values are still very high. Their appraisers are paying top dollar for trade-ins. So if you're in the market for a car, you got a car to trade in, this is a great time to do it at Stockton 12 Honda. I myself have bought several cars at Stockton 12 Honda and will continue to do so because they're terrific people out there. Stockton 12 Honda. They are Salt Lake City's most trusted name in Honda vehicles. And they have been there for over 25 years. From the moment you step in the door, you really, you can just feel it. It is the best sales department in the state right now, I would say. So whether you're looking for a certified pre-owned or a used car, find the perfect car for yourself at Stockton 12 Honda. They're in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy.
It just got really, really cold in here.
What? Hello?
Well, we have
Hello.
a new guest in the studio.
Yes, it's I'm Frank's sister, Francis Chris.
Francis Chris. So Frank Chris not available today?
No, he's taking a much-deserved vacation.
I didn't know you guys could your Reapers could get vacation.
Yeah.
I didn't know Reapers could have brothers or sisters. But
That's a
apparently they
question,
can.
too. Yeah.
My name is Francis Christ, and Frank is the Reaper of celebrities. He's the famous people. I have my specialty too.
Oh, what is that?
I am the Reaper of people who have home improvement shows.
It's very specific.
Home improvement shows,
Francis.
and the occasional chef.
Now, are you like Frank in that you love home
I
improvement?
love home improvements. I love home improvement shows, and I love the hosts. I just can't get enough of them. Paige Davis, oh my gosh, what a wonderful human being Paige Davis is. You know her name's Paige Page. Now.
Yeah, well, she did. She married Patrick Page.
I know that. I couldn't begin. Now I don't have to worry too much because most of the home improvement people are quite young. But Bob Vila better watch out.
Oh, okay. So, can I call you Franny?
No.
Oh.
I'm sorry.
My name is
That's-
Francis.
Francis.
Francis Chris. And you know, my brother's name is Francis as well.
Oh.
But he insists on going by Frank.
I did. We'll have to
The
take that up with
family of
him
Francises.
when he comes back. Well, Francis, I appreciate you filling in today because we do have these Depeche Mode tickets we need to give away. They're coming to Vivint Arena on November 18th. And do we have a
Looks like, we lost Melanie. So let's
Oh
go.
no, is Melanie dead?
I don't know, but we've got Ben.
We've lost Melanie.
Ben, are you there?
Ben, hello.
I am. Good morning.
Lovely. Good morning.
Ben, we're going to play the game today. It's Francis Chris presents They're Fine. They're just fine. I've brought. By the way, Ben, I should ask, how are you? Ben,
Ben?
Are we new? I'm here.
how are you, Ben?
I'm good. How are you?
No,
I guess I'm fine. Just fine.
There you
That's
go.
right.
That's
All
what
right,
it is.
Ben. I have this list of 4 celebrities that Frank has left me. 3 on this list are fine. They're just fine. But one of them is gone, and it is your job to figure out which one is dead. Are you ready to do that, Ben?
I'm ready.
And Katie, are you ready to do that?
I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay.
I think we're all ready.
Let's go then. Oh, I have to start, don't I?
Yes. You're going to tell us who the list is, and then our-
he's
I know what I'm doing.
Okay.
I think. All right, Ben. Is it Ben?
Ben, yes.
Okay, Ben.
Okay, we're good.
All right, Ben, here are the celebrities, and then you tell me which one is no longer with us. Number one. Oh, these are all actors who've played Peter Pan.
Oh.
Yes. Number one, Jeremy Sumpter. He played Jacob in the disaster film Into the Storm. He played J.D. McCoy in the series Friday Night Lights. Sumter did all of his stunts for the film Peter Pan himself. He practiced his sword fighting, and he trained for 5 hours a day. He's quite the little actor. He's not so little any longer. As a matter of fact, while they were making Peter Pan, he grew several inches during the production, and they had to build a whole different window for him to fly out of at the end of the show.
Okay.
Number one on the list, Jeremy Sumpter. Number two, Peter Pan, Kathy Rigby. It was a girl. Her performance in the Summer Olympics helped popularize the sport of gymnastics in the U.S. And then after she retired from the gymnastics, she was tired of, swinging around on the bars and things. She became a great television actress. Oh, I shouldn't use the word great. She became a television, I don't even know if I should say actress. Okay. She appeared on TV.
Okay.
She played Peter Pan for over 30 years.
Wow, okay.
Number three on the list is Bobby Driscoll. Bobby starred in some of Walt Disney Studios' best-known live-action pictures, Song of the South, So Dear to My Heart, Treasure Island. He served as the animation model and provided the voice for the title role in Peter Pan, the cartoon, for Disney.
Okay.
Number three, Bobby Driscoll. And number four, Levi Miller. He's an actor, and he played Peter Pan in the movie Pan, and that's about all he's done.
Okay.
Yeah, so there you go. That's number four, Levi Miller.
So which one of those is no longer with us, Ben?
I'm going to say number 3.
Bobby Driscoll. You're absolutely correct. Bobby Driscoll, that was a sad story.
Oh.
Frank got him in 1968 at the tender age of 31.
Oh.
You see, he'd become addicted to narcotics.
That'll do it.
So please, boys and girls, stay away from the narcotics. He was sentenced to prison. He was in prison for a long time. He had a bad health, and then he just, poof, died.
He was booped, actually.
Frank took him.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Ben. You've won...
Depeche Mode tickets.
Yeah.
Coming to Vivint Arena on
Super
November
excited.
18th.
You sound super excited.
That's great. I appreciate it so much.
Yes. Can you just hear the excitement in Ben's voice?
Francis, his name's Ben. You know, like Ben on the home improvement show,
Yeah.
Hometown. Like,
Yes. Oh, I love him. He's so he has that gruff beard.
Yes.
And he's not as handsome as Ty Pennington, but he's pretty good.
he's handsome in his own way.
And he's pretty young and hearty, and I won't have to take him for
you
years. Well, listen, it's time for me to go.
Okay.
All right, Ben, hang on.
Maybe I'll come back tomorrow. I don't know. I don't have an electric scooter like Frank does.
Bummer.
He thinks he's so environmentally conscious. I ride a bicycle.
Oh,
That's
even better.
Even better. Yeah.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye, Francis.
.636, a little Beastie Boys for you. And now it is time for Big Boy News and Opinioendo.
Now, wait a minute. What?
Oh.
Before we do that, though,
Yes.
let's remind people that after the news, it's time for Frank Chris Presents. They're fine. They're just fine. It's our Dead Celebrity game. And we have a Radio from Hell chicken bucket, which does not contain actual chicken, to give away as a prize for that. And inside that chicken bucket, we will put many fine things.
Including a Radio from Hell coffee mug, a T-shirt, and other things. You can call and line up right now for your chance to play 877-602-9696.
And now, Katie, if you'd like, you could introduce the news.
Well, it's sponsored by?
Do you or someone you love struggle with addiction? Help is out there. Renaissance Ranch is one of Utah's best addiction treatment centers. They accept most private insurance and Medicaid. Schedule a free consultation at renaissanceranch.com.
Well, apparently it's true. R. Kelly is trying to get a pardon from Donald Trump. He is hoping to be granted a pardon or have his sentence commuted due to concern that his life is in danger. In an emergency motion filing reviewed by Entertainment Weekly, Kelly requested to be moved from federal prison to home detention, alleging that 3 Bureau of Prison officials devised a plot to have him killed by another inmate. I think this is just hogwash.
Yeah.
We are in open discussions with people close to Trump, and those discussions have expanded and intensified since we filed our motion, Kelly's attorney, Bo Brindley, told Entertainment Weekly in a Thursday statement. We believe...
Well, just R. Kelly is primed for a pardon because he's famous, because that's all you need to be pardoned.
We believe that President Trump is the only person with the courage to help us, and our need only grows stronger by the day. I think, let him rot.
He's a turd and he needs to stay in prison.
Let him stay there and let him rot. Well, things really ugly all over the place. A marcher was critically wounded in a shooting at Salt Lake City's 10,000 strong. Huh?
He
passed away.
He died.
Right. Well, yes, I did know that. I don't. I guess the story wasn't updated. Critically wounded, he died in 10,000 strong No Kings protest on Saturday. Okay. Now, if you'd let me get through the sentence, here's what it said. A marcher critically wounded in a shooting in Salt Lake City's 10,000 strong No Kings protest on Saturday night has died, police reported Sunday afternoon.
Got it.
Okay? Our victim was not the intended target, said Salt Lake City Police Chief Brian Redd, but rather he was an innocent bystander participating in the demonstration. Chief Redd said that the victim, who was later identified as 39-year-old Clearfield resident Arthur Thalassa Alu, was shot by one of 2 individuals in neon vests who intervened when they saw someone move behind a wall along the route of the downtown procession and retrieve a rifle. The men in the vest confronted the suspect. They confronted the guy that they saw with the rifle, who Chief Redd said then raised the gun and ran toward the crowd. One of the men fired a handgun 3 times at the rifle-carrying man, whom police called a suspect, hitting him and fatally striking Mr. Alu. The gunshots scattered the throngs of protesters who by then had marched about a mile from Pioneer Park to the demonstration's planned terminus at the Wallace F. Bennett Federal Building on State Street. Chief Redd said that the men in the vests may have been part or were part of the event's, quote, so-called peacekeeping team.
Which I need to know more about. So they were not, so there were police officers there.
Right.
Yeah.
These were not police officers, but they were some kind of official. I need to know more about.
I don't know that they were official. Officers detained these men but did not arrest them. They are not in custody, said Chief Redd, adding that the shooter is cooperating with police. The chief said that police didn't fire any shots at all. Chief Redd identified the suspect as 24-year-old Arturo Gamboa, whom the Salt Lake Tribune confirmed is being held in the Salt Lake County Jail. Officers found Gamboa within a few minutes of the shooting, himself injured from a minor gunshot wound. So apparently the so-called peacekeeping team person fired some shots, killed a guy, and minorly wounded Mr. Gamboa. They also found an assault-style rifle, a gas mask, and a backpack that he added police believe belonged to Gamboa. The chief said that Gamboa never fired a weapon. He never fired a gun.
So the victim, 39-year-old Afa, they call him Afa, Alu, he was a very well-known, beloved member of the Polynesian community here. He was a fashion designer. He'd been on actually, if you go to x96.com/live, there's a picture of him on TV. I'm not sure which local channel that is. He did Project Runway. Father with a wife and kids, and I just
Charging decisions will rest with the Salt Lake County prosecutor. Mr. Gamboa had not been formally charged, and they're talking about, are they going to charge the peacekeeper with some sort of a crime?
There will be lots of discussions about this, about having people other than police officers allowed to be peacekeepers at events like this. About okay, the guy had a AR-15.
Mm-hmm.
Do you try to take him out so he doesn't take more people out?
Lawfully purchased.
Yeah.
Lawfully purchased.
So many questions.
It gives lie to the old saying that you always hear people say: the best solution to a bad guy with a gun is a good guy with a gun. Maybe that's not the best solution sometimes.
Or leave it to professionals. I really have questions about what this peacekeeper thing is.
And then 3 people, including a baby, were killed in a shooting at in West Valley at Westfest, the annual festival held in West Valley City. West Valley City spokesperson Roxanne Vianuku said the police at Centennial Park spotted 2 groups of people getting into a verbal argument at around 9:20 p.m. As they approached to break it up, a 16-year-old boy in one of the groups pulled out a gun and started shooting at the other group. One police officer returned fire at the suspect but did not hit him. 5 people were shot. 3 of them died from their wounds. An 18-year-old man who Vianuku said is believed to have been in the opposing group from the shooter was killed. A 41-year-old woman and an 8-month-old child who were uninvolved bystanders were also killed. They were also not connected to each other. 2 teenagers suffered non-fatal gunshot wounds to their arms. Police are working to find out if they were involved in either group. One was a 17-year-old girl. The other was a 15-year-old boy. Suspect taken into custody will be questioned. Vianuku said that there are also several witnesses being interviewed, but they believe there are more witnesses who left the scene. The police department is asking anybody with information to contact the police. The reason behind the argument, not yet clear. Officials said they have not confirmed whether it was gang-related at this time. Well, the Trump military parade went on Saturday, and it was met with empty seats, a lot of empty seats. President Trump said it was about time America celebrated the military victories as a mass parade.
If that's what this was, I would have supported it. That's not what it was.
A mass parade to mark the U.S. Army's 250th anniversary. Washington was locked down. The state's capital airspace closed to flights as 6,500 troops marched down Constitution Avenue and helicopters flew overhead, fulfilling Trump's long-standing dream of having a military parade. He saw one in France during his first presidency, and he thought it was so impressive, and he wanted one himself. This is the first held in the American capital for more than 30 years. The celebration came just hours after a Democratic politician and her husband were shot dead in their Minnesota home by a man believed to be impersonating a police officer. Threats against other politicians in Texas were made on a day of widespread unrest and protests against the Trump administration, timed to coincide with Saturday's $46 million event. Let me tell you a little bit about the Minnesota the Minnesota killings. A guy named Vance Bolter has been arrested and accused of shooting and killing Minnesota State Representative Melissa Hortman and her husband. He preached against abortion at one point in his career, according to newly discovered video clips. Many churches in America don't listen to Jesus, Bolter said during a church service in Africa. The devil comes through and rips everything apart. The churches are so messed up, they don't know abortion is wrong in many churches. Early Sunday morning, Mr. Bolter, dressed as a police officer, shot Ms. Hortman and her husband in what appeared to be a politically motivated assassination, said Governor Tim Walz. Bolter is also suspected for the shootings of Minnesota State Senator John Hoffman and his wife Yvette, who both survived the shooting and had to undergo surgery. They caught Mr. Bolter, and he had a list of other people he was planning on killing. He had a manifesto about abortion, and he was definitely against. The feeling is he went against Hoffman because Hoffman often spoke about abortion rights and was pro-choice. So what's your solution? Well, you shoot him.
Yeah,
That's your solution.
solves it.
Yeah. And let's go back to Trump's military parade, shall we? At one point in the military parade, the music was being played, and here's the song that they chose to play during Trump's military parade. Turn that up.
There's a
little.
lot of classic rock being played.
Yeah.
And Trump has used this song before at rallies,
On campaigns.
on campaign rallies.
Mhm.
Can you turn it up a little bit?
Yeah, it's kind of low, Katie.
So
What do you think? Huh? Do you think Donald Trump even knows what this song is or what it's about?
So when Donald Trump was using this song back in 2020 for rallies, John Fogerty, here's what he had to say about it. He said, quote, "Recently the president's been using my song, Fortunate Son, for his political rallies, which I find confounding to say the least. So I thought I'd explain a little bit about what Fortunate Son is about." He explained he wrote the song back in 1969 at the height of the Vietnam War. By the time I wrote the song, I had already been drafted and served in the military. I've been a lifelong supporter of our guys and gals in the military, probably because of that experience. Anyway, back in those days, we still had the draft. And something I was very upset about was the fact that people of privilege, in other words, rich people in like Donald Trump, could use that to avoid the draft and not be taken into the military.
He had bone spurs.
I found it very upsetting, and that's why I wrote Fortunate Son. Like,
Some folks are born silver spoon in hand. Lord, don't they help themselves, Lord? But when the tax man come to the door, Lord, the house looking like a rummage sale. Yeah, it ain't me.
and so the question is, okay, somebody put that playlist together. Did they do it on purpose?
To troll Donald Trump?
To troll or is everybody involved with this just that stupid?
Yes, I think they're stupid. They just like the way the song sounds. They pay no attention to what it is or what it means. On Wednesday morning, Donald Trump took a call from Brooke Rollins, his Secretary of Agriculture, who relayed a growing sense of alarm from the heartland. Farmers and agricultural groups, she said, were increasingly uneasy about his immigration crackdown. Okay, we're not going to crack down on the farms anymore. We're not going to crack down on any of that. You can just, you guys are okay. We're going to go after the people in the cities at the Home Depots. And say, hey, what a hypocrite. Just an absolute hypocrite. And finally this, you know, the baseball team up in Idaho, they changed their name to the, what was it? The Beaver, the Bombing Beavers.
I don't know I don't know.
But well, I'll tell you a little bit more about that coming up because I guess we're out of time. So
Okay.
I mean,
I'll tell you about it.
Okay.
Katie just told me I had to
Well,
stop.
we have
plenty
before we go,
of time. We have plenty of time.
I want to make sure we get callers because we don't have any callers.
Oh, okay.
Because Frank Christ is coming up in just a few minutes, and you could win if you call in to guess who's alive and who's dead.
A chicken bucket. Radio from El Chicken Bucket.
Yes.
T-shirt, mug, and various prizes.
And a bouncy ball from Bill's desk, apparently.
Yeah, it's a really nice one too. I've used it many times.
It's a nice bouncy. There are crappy bouncy balls. This is a good one.
Yeah, no, this
Tina,
one's really bouncy.
You're right. It is Monday. I was thinking we had sports, weather, traffic. Sports is with Amy today.
Yeah, you have
Bill,
plenty of time.
give me
Bill.
another story or two.
Okay, well, I was trying to remember what they changed the name of their baseball team to. Look at the Idaho. It's in the same league as our team.
Idaho baseball.
They changed their name to the Something Beavers. And why did they do that? Well, more than 50 years ago, Idaho Fish and Game dropped beavers out of a plane and parachuted them into the state's backcountry. This little piece of Idaho history stars a crafty fish and game officer and a plucky male beaver named Geronimo. Idaho Fish and Game has always struggled with problem beavers, these critters who just get too close to or too used to city life. Trapping and rehoming them into the wild can be tough. It's expensive. It's hard to find a good habitat for the beavers. That was also true back in 1948 when this one-of-a-kind story begins. It was just after World War II. People had discovered what a beautiful place McCall, Idaho was. In the process, we kind of moved into where these beavers had been doing their things for decades. but they took the beavers and they put them in special cages that they could eat their way out of, and they put parachutes on these cages, and they dropped them into the wilderness so that the beavers would do their work there.
The Boise Hawks said during its game on Saturday, June 14th, the team will now be known as the Boise Battle Beavers.
Yeah.
It commemorates the Idaho Department of Fish and Game's past when the wildlife officials relocated the beavers by parachute. It's a temporary rebrand. They're not
temporary.
changing their name. They're just sort of honoring But the Battle Beavers, why wouldn't you keep that? That's a better name than the Hawks.
You bet. But apparently the parachuting beavers was a pretty successful project. They dropped about 50 to 100 beavers by parachute into the wilderness.
My goodness.
All right, that's it. 877-602-9696. That's the number to call if you would like to win a chicken bucket. And Frank Chris Presents. They're fine. They're just fine. Frank is not here, by the way. I got a note from him. He said, I understand the air conditioning's out in your studio. And I said, yes. And he said, I'm not coming until it's fixed.
But he can't feel it. I don't know what.
He normally makes it colder in here anyway.
Yeah.
He could use
He'd
that.
be doing us a favor.
I think he's doing it to make us suffer. That's what I think.
Rude.
877-602-9696. Do we have a contestant?
Well, weather, traffic, how about that?
Yeah, it's 68 degrees right now. It's warmer than that in the studio. 93 for a high today. Overnight low 65. Tomorrow, slightly cooler, 87. But gosh, it looks like by Thursday will be 102.
No.
Saying by Thursday. So traffic is looking great. I have no accidents being reported right now. Let me check our message stream, see if anybody sent anything in there. Anybody, that's you, folks. That's everybody out there. If you're seeing something on the road, doesn't even have to be an accident. It can be animals running loose. Stuff that's fallen off the back of a truck, you can let us know via text at 33986. Hey, Gen Xer, want to retire one day with more peace and less panic? Book your free retirement strategy session at retirewithjim.com/x96. That's retirewithjim.com/x96, because broke and bored is not a plan.
My wife, by the way, did hear you wish her a happy birthday.
Oh.
She said, thank you, Gina.
You're up awfully early for your birthday, Jenny.
Go back to bed. 877-602-9696. Is there somebody who would like to play the game?
We have Troy on the phone. Troy, are you there?
Yes.
Hi, Troy. Where are you calling from?
Down by the airport right now, just outside of work.
Okay.
You're sighing. You're like, I don't want to be here. Oh.
You don't want to go. You don't want to go into work, do you?
Monday morning just before work, but I'm fine. I'm just fine.
Okay, that's
all
good
right.
to
That's good. I'm glad to hear that. Now, Troy, if you can identify the dead celebrity in this list that Frank has given me, you will win this Radio from Hell chicken bucket. Does not contain actual chicken, and it will have all kinds of little goodies in it. We would only request. We haven't done a gallery of these pictures yet, have we?
I have put together. I'm still getting all of them saved, but I'm just going to put them together and have them in a folder and then put them on Facebook.
We would like you to once you take all your prizes out of the chicken bucket, put it on and wear it as a hat, and send us a photo of yourself wearing the chicken bucket, because they make great hats. All right, Troy, you ready to go?
Let's go.
All right, because it's International Waterfall Day. Frank has given me a list of actors in movies that prominently feature waterfalls. You select the dead celebrity, and you will win the chicken bucket. Here we go. Number 1, Terence Stamp. His acting career began on the London stage. He was called the Master of the Brooding Silence by The Guardian. He had an Academy Award nomination for Billy Budd. Other notable film roles were The Collector, Far from the Madding Crowd. He was Zod in 2 Superman movies, and he was the lead role in The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. Niagara Falls is very prominent in a scene in Superman 2, you'll remember. Number 1, Terence Stamp. Number 2, Lois Chiles. She was the stupidly named Holly Goodhead in the James Bond film Moonraker, and she was a hit-and-run driver in Creepshow 2. Other screen credits, The Way We Were, The Great Gatsby, Death on the Nile broadcast news, and the television role of Holly Harwood on Dallas. In Moonraker, James Bond steers his boat toward the edge of the falls before making a dramatic escape. Number 2, Lois Childs. Number 3 is Ed Asner, winner of 7 Emmys as Lou Grant on The Mary Tyler Moore Show and Lou Grant. He was also in numerous TV series like The Practice, Studio 60 on the Sunset Strip, The Good Wife, Cobra Kai. He also voiced J. Jonah Jameson in Spider-Man, the animated series. He was the voice of Carl Fredricksen in the animated movie Up. His house lands at Paradise Falls. Number 3, Ed Asner. And finally, Colm Meaney. Some of his movie credits were Con Air, Layer Cake, The Damned United, Get Him to the Greek, and The Snapper. He was Miles O'Brien in both Star Trek The Next Generation and Star Trek Deep Space Nine. He was in Last of the Mohicans, which features a hiding spot in a cave behind a waterfall. Number 4 is Colm Meaney. Troy, one of those actors is dead. One of them, Frank, is taken away. Who is it?
Is it Ed Asner?
It is Ed Asner. He died in 2021
Lou!
at the age of 91. Oh, Lou. Oh, Mr. Grant. Oh. All right. It's my imitations of
Our Mary Tyler Moore.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
You've won a chicken bucket with a Radio from Hell diner-style mug, a T-shirt, and many other goodies. The only thing I can guarantee that is not in there is chicken.
Yeah. Now, just say thank you, and we'll put you on hold, and you'll get some more information.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, I forgot to see. Let's see who else Frank might be visiting today. If there's anybody that needs to be concerned, if he shows up.
Well,
let's see.
Karen Stamp is pretty old.
Joan Van Ark is 82.
My wife says she's trying to listen to the show to bore her back to sleep. Thanks.
We're doing our best.
Thanks. We're really working on that, honey.
You know, you could come down here and it's so hot. That would put
It
you
would.
to
It
sleep.
really would.
Oh, my God.
It's
It's just sweltering in here. I can't stand it.
It's a lot.
let's
Okay.
see. We've
What-
got. Oh, I just saw Amy.
Amy's
Amy
here, so we'll be sports in a minute. So weather, traffic, really fast, or just traffic?
Weather. It's hot.
Yeah.
68 outside, 93 for a high today. Overnight low 65, and traffic's looking great. I'm looking from Provo to Ogden. I see no slowdowns or accidents, and neither do you. Nobody's sent anything in via text, but you certainly can if you see something. 33986 is where you do that. Experience the Utah Arts Festival June 19th through the 22nd at Library Square, featuring legendary performers including Leftover Salmon, Robert Randolph, Souls of Mischief, Grammy nominee MV Caldera. Get tickets at uaf.org.
All right, sports after this with Amy, but first, Utah Advocates.
The Advocates, if you've been hurt in an accident, they are the ones to call. 801-355-5550. The Advocates are personal injury attorneys, and they will take your case if they can tell on the phone pretty much. You call them up and talk to them. They can determine whether you do have a case or not on the phone. And if the accident was not your fault, these are the people you want on your side.
You're not going to pay anything for that consultation or anything else. You'll never write them a check, Venmo them anything.
Nope.
It all comes out of the settlement, which they will get for you at the end. I would put the Advocate's phone number in your phone. Like right now, you might be like, well, I haven't been in an accident. I don't need that. You should have the Advocates handy in case you or someone you care about has been in an accident, so you can call them right away.
And they're available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And same goes with their chat feature online. If you're shy about calling, chat with them online. You can just go to utawadvocates.com.
Missed a morsel of murder from...
I got a traffic ticket. I didn't really get a traffic ticket. I was on I-70 coming back from Moab, and it's 80 miles an hour.
Oh, okay.
Down that stretch
Yeah.
from Moab to Green River. And I'm going the speed limit, 80, and I pass a cop car, highway patrol had pulled somebody over, and I went past. I didn't slow down because I wasn't speeding. And then I look in my rearview mirror, and there's
It's coming for you.
a patrol car coming for me. So I pull over thinking, well, what the hell? Here's what it was.
Okay.
I received a citation, a warning citation. It is now Utah law. I don't know if this is new or the guy said it like it was new. If you need to go pull into the other lanes.
Yeah.
Now I usually do
because it's dangerous.
I usually do, but for some reason he was way. There was a big wide shoulder, and the cop was, But he said he was very nice and friendly. We're just warning people today.
Oh, okay.
We just want to warn people that this is a law, and you need. But they actually wrote up a
citation warning.
Yeah, a warning citation.
Yeah, it's. There have been several police officers hit by
Yeah.
people.
Well,
They get out of the car to
I understand that it's
Yeah.
that it's important, and I usually do it. But he was so far over that I didn't.
And it's a good
bother.
habit to get in now because it's a bigger problem in the winter
Yeah.
when roads are slick and it's
And
harder
it
to
was,
see. And
It was the Emery County Sheriff's Office, but the guy who came up to my car was not. He was not an officer. I mean, he had a uniform, but he was like some sort of intern. I think he was an intern.
traffic intern.
Yeah, he said, "I'm the trooper and I." So he said, "The trooper and I were pulling people over just to warn them." But he did have
But it worked. You're going to be more. I would assume it worked. You're going to be more aware of it.
And now you're spreading the word here.
No, screw it. I hate law enforcement. I'm not going to ever. Those coppers aren't going to get me. No, as I said, I normally do.
Yeah.
Apparently, this has been a law since 2010. And you're lucky you didn't get a ticket. Oh, interesting.
How long since you have had a ticket?
I can't remember
Me neither.
the last time I had a citation.
Me neither.
I think maybe the last time I had a citation was when I rear-ended somebody because I was being inattentive.
Oh, actually, Guy looked it up. It went into effect 5/3/2023.
Oh.
So it is new.
It is reasonably new.
I thought that's what he said. This is,
Yeah.
it's a new law.
All right. Let's see. No traffic, so we won't even waste our time with
No.
it.
.05, and it is time for sports with Amy Donaldson.
Well, but I just want to let
yes.
Daniel in Bluffdale know that, he was worried. I said, Amy's back from Australia. Not from Bluffdale. She's back from Australia. Yes, we have Sports with Amy Donaldson brought to you by Stay Cool all summer and lower your energy bills with a high-efficiency AC from Larson HVAC and Plumbing. They're coming to my house today. Get $500 off at larsonhvac.com/X96.
Well, here she is, Amy Donaldson. I guess we don't have the...
I'm working on it.
Oh, you don't? I don't.
It
Want me to
doesn't
sing?
matter.
Da, 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 da. How about that?
Amy
Ta-da!
Donaldson, who spent a lot of time in Australia, but now she's back,
Yep.
and she's here to do sports for us. Amy is a former crime reporter, a sports reporter, and a podcaster.
Yep.
The Making of a Moment is still available.
It is available, both seasons of The Letter, and I'm enjoying my colleague's new podcast, You Went to Triangle, about a gentleman who went missing in the Uinta Mountains, which I'd love to camp in. Although, listening to his podcast
Maybe
is
not.
making me reconsider doing it unless I'm doing it with someone who really knows the place. Although I don't go off trail very much unless I'm following someone that I always regret. Tom Smart has talked me into horseback riding off the trail and stuff and I'm always like, why did you do this? This is above your skill level.
Yeah.
Know your limits, Amy. So
Stay on the trail.
Stay on the trail, Amy.
Yeah. There's many a time where I thought, this is how I'm dying. So I'm going to document it on my phone because that's it.
And the thing is you don't seem to learn any lessons.
I
from
don't.
it.
No, I have like a forgetful, something goes on. I mean, my daughter talked me into doing a CrossFit competition. I was by far the oldest person in this competition, and what she told me to do, that what we were going to do for the competition, that was one of the 3 things we had to do. So I had to do like the same workout, like 3. I mean, I couldn't move for 2 days. It was ridiculous.
You could have quit.
Amy doesn't
Stu,
quit.
no.
Amy doesn't
No,
quit.
I could not
No.
quit. Let my child know. Listen, I got to just stop doing whatever my kids ask me. One of them's into anime, the other one's into CrossFit. I need to work on my kids.
You need to do some more anime then.
Yeah, Ed's taking over the anime baton for me.
So what's up in sports?
There's so much sports. Okay, RSL, without 2 of its best players because of the national team duties, broke their winless streak.
Seven game winless streak.
And it was actually such a fun game to watch. Johnny Russell, Scottish-born, former captain for Kansas City. There's some fans who still are not super on board, but he's a super interesting guy. And 1 year he won the MVP for Kansas City and Humanitarian of the Year. Really interesting guy, yeah. But he, in his debut for RSL, scores the first goal for the team.
Okay.
And then we have 18-year-old Xavier Gozo. He's born in West Valley City, raised in Eagle Mountain, product of the academy, and he scored his second goal of his career in the second half of the game. But he had so many close calls, and at one point, my beloved husband said, "I don't know, I think they might need to take that kid out," because he was just an 18-year-old, sometimes brilliant, and he's so fast. And yeah, it was a super fun game. They had a third goal that was scored, but it was taken back because of it was ruled offsides. And also Nick Raimondo, your friend, legendary goalkeeper. He was inducted into the America First Field Ring of Honor. So Kyle Beckerman was there. It was a big night. For all the fans. The U.S. men's team also ended their losing streak with a 5-0 win against Trinidad and Tobago. Diego Luna, who was supposed to be playing for RSL, but was there, had 2 assists.
In a short period of time.
Yeah,
too.
like it was 2 assists in 3 minutes. Yeah. Assisted on Tillman's goal in the 41st minute and another guy's goal in the 44th minute. But it was, and they were, the first assist was, oh my God, beautiful.
Worth going and looking
work of art.
for.
Definitely look it up. So then you have the U.S. Open. Watched a little bit of the U.S. Open yesterday. It was abysmal. and then it turns out like a guy named JJ Spawn, great story. His day starts at like 3:30 a.m. because his daughter wakes up vomiting. His toddler daughter wakes up puking. Oh, Happy Father's Day to you. Why did you have kids? Last day of the U.S. Open, and everybody was, I think there were like 5 guys under par when I started. It was, and this is on the last day. So he goes to CVS, gets her some medicine, runs over, starts golfing, has a terrible first 9, and then a great back 9. And he was the only golfer to finish under par. And he posted, it was, let's see. I think it's his first major too. It's his first major win.
This is a great story.
And as he's like signing in, doing his sign in, he has both his daughters on his lap while he's trying to fill out the card. So he's an adorable. I am a huge fan now. I'm gonna be a JJ Spawn.
And what's his name again?
JJ Spawn.
Okay.
And let's see. Dodgers controversy thanks to Vanessa Hernandez, known to fans by the stage name Neza. She's a Dominican American singer. She was told by Dodgers management not to sing in Spanish, and she did. And not only did there's like an official Spanish version of the U.S. of the national anthem.
The national anthem.
Yeah, El Pendón Estrellado. I don't know. My Spanish is terrible. Yeah. Sorry about that. Thanks, Duolingo. But yeah, they told her not to do it, and she did it. And there's a big, brouhaha about it now. Everyone's mad. And part of the reason she said she did it is and I, credit to like
Los Angeles.
Angel City. They had shirts. I saw Justin Glad had a shirt, Protect Our Immigrants, under his,
under
and
his
as
jersey.
hot as it was, he wore that under his jersey the entire game. So yeah, there's a lot going on in regards to that. And she just felt like she needed to make a stand, and there's TikTok video, which I'm not on TikTok, but you can watch it if you want. So NBA Finals are exciting. Oklahoma Thunder won Friday, 111-104, tying the series at 2 games each. Game 5 is tonight in Oklahoma City. NHL playoffs, 37-year-old. This is giving all of us
the feels.
Weekend Warriors little hope for that CrossFit title. 37-year-old Brad Marchand scored 2 goals in helping the Florida Panthers beat the Edmonton Oilers 5-2 on Saturday to take a 3-2 lead in the Stanley Cup Finals. Game 6 is tomorrow at 6 p.m., and Florida could win the Stanley Cup at home. And he didn't just lead them to the win. He becomes the first player to score at least 5 goals in 2 separate Stanley Cup Finals with 2 different teams. He did this in 2011 with the Bruins, I believe, and when he was a much younger man. And one more thing, I'm getting waved at, but Utah Warriors Rugby won their first home playoff game on Saturday, 23-21, with a victory over the Seattle Seawolves. And they play again Saturday, the 21st, at Zions Bank Stadium. And I think this is the Western Conference Finals,
It is,
right?
yep.
Yeah, I believe. Yeah,
And
so
Shohei Ohtani is going back on the pitcher's mound today.
he is indeed. And look at, if you have time, get on YouTube and just watch NCAA track championships. There's a bunch of BYU people doing great things, but also super fun, very exciting.
Okay.
If you need a little lift, if you need a little positive energy in your life.
Yes, we all do, don't we?
All right,
it.
Amy
Yeah.
Donaldson, her podcasts are available wherever fine podcasts are obtained. The Letter, and also Making of a Moment, and look for her AD on Sports is her
There you
handle on all the socials.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Amy.
Thanks, Amy. All right, weather, traffic.
Weather is hot. 93 for a high today. I don't know what it is here in the studio. Close
It's
to
80
that.
degrees.
Is it?
I
Yeah.
downloaded a temperature app,
Oh, boy.
and I think it's accurate. It's 80 degrees here in the studio.
Lovely.
Yeah.
And traffic is lovely, actually. No accidents or slowdowns to tell you about, and you don't have any to tell me about. I checked our message stream. Nobody sent in anything other than, hey, Amy should fill in when one of you guys is gone. We love her.
Okay.
So.
All right, we've got boners coming up here, the candidates you'll be voting for this time around. Boner candidate number 1. You don't kill a werewolf with a wooden stake to the heart. You need a silver bullet.
Everybody knows that.
Jeez.
Boner candidate number 2. Well, if they kick RJ out of the legislature, who's going to protect our kids from drag queens and transsexuals? And boner candidate number 3, Mike Lee. Senator Mike Lee. Senator Mike Lee of Utah impressively proves what an awful person he is.
All right. Boners and news coming up after these and a song.
So I had 2 excursions yesterday.
You were busy.
Yep. I left here and went from here to the Costco. Had to pick up something at the pharmacy at Costco. And first of all, let me say about Costco's parking lot. You people who use the Costco parking lot are asshats.
Yeah.
All of you.
All of them?
You are jerks and turds, and you are not mindful of anyone but yourselves. And it's not only the people in the cars going to park; it's the people with their carts walking through the parking and walking, for instance, in the middle of the lane so that you can't get around them. And you're behind them, and you don't want to honk because that would scare them or be rude. But they just walk oblivious down with pushing a cart down the middle of the damn lane. Or you're the person who says, I'm going to get this parking spot. And I can see somebody is loading their car and is going to pull out.
Yeah, you're stalking for a space.
You sit there, and you block. And so I have to sit behind you.
Well, I don't want to lose the spot.
Because there are people with carts coming up on the other side. It's just...
I've been waiting for that spot,
Gina,
and it's mine, and I'm going to sit here till...
Was it you?
No, it wasn't.
Oh, okay.
I'm speaking for that person.
And again, I restrain myself, and I don't honk, and I don't yell, but it's incredibly
What if
rude.
that was you?
What if what was me?
What if you were the next in line for the spot and you were waiting for somebody to pull out?
I would not do that.
Then you would never park at Costco. How did you
not
park?
True. That's not true. There are plenty of parking spaces if you are willing to walk for a second. There are plenty of parking spaces. The lot is so enormous. It's never full. Everybody wants to park as close to the door as possible. That's what happens. I would never sit there and wait for somebody to load their damn car and pull out to get the parking spot. That's awfully rude. So anyway, I go into the Costco. and I don't have a card or anything because I'm just going to the pharmacy. But this really surprised me. I'm walking along, and then somebody to the left of me and behind me goes, "Hey, Bill, how's it going?" And I think to myself, I'm wearing a mask. I apparently
Don't you know who you are?
Apparently, they can only see me from sort of behind.
You're recognizable from behind.
Am I? But it just really surprised me. And you know who it was?
Who?
It was Dustin Williams, the Hatter.
Oh.
Oh,
The official hatter of the radio.
Yeah.
from
I
Bill
need to
Show?
go and see him. I need a couple of hats cleaned and blocked.
I said, I looked to my left and went, "Oh, hey, Dustin, how you doing?" And he said, "I'm doing great." And he was with some other people, and they're all wearing the orange vests. So Dustin has another job, and he said it, and I didn't quite catch what it was, but he's working with some kind of a crew, construction or something like that.
Hats aren't a full-time gig.
No. But
I better take him some business then.
Yeah.
and he said, "No, we're working on, and my hearing isn't the great. We're working on this crew, but we come in here every day for lunch. Take a break and come in for lunch. So they're working somewhere nearby, and maybe he's working out on the road doing all that Third
The
West.
never-ending Third
I
West
bet that's what it is,
construction.
'cause that was-
endless.
It was those kind of orange vests.
I
Yeah.
try to avoid that
I do
area at all costs.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, yesterday I pulled out of the Costco parking lot, turned left on 3rd West, intending to get to 17th South and then go up. But as I look, there's this huge line of cars, and the light at 17th South is blinking. It's not functioning right.
Jeez.
And so what did I do? A U-turn and went to 21st South
Yeah.
and got out of there.
I
But
feel like that construction has been going on for 10 years.
But what was funny about Dustin is that, so he's wearing this orange vest, and he's with these two or three other guys wearing orange vests, and Dustin has on a really cool hat.
Of course.
Of course.
Like,
Dustin made my hat for when we went to the Breeders' Cup, and I love that hat.
yeah.
I need to find other reasons to wear it.
You could wear it here. Wear it every day.
Well, I got headphones. Carrie has the special headphones that you can wear.
Go
with
behind the head.
hat.
yeah. Behind the head headphones, which you were afraid they weren't going to make those anymore, and I saw you could still buy them somewhere. Didn't you say you were?
I was told that Sony was going to stop making them.
Oh, maybe they weren't Sony. I mean, I just happened to notice them.
So I
Amazon
bought a
or
box of them.
Yeah. Well, that's a good.
I've got headphones for the rest of my life.
Or the rest of your career, certainly.
Yeah, well, certainly.
Yeah,
Career.
easily for the rest of your
Certainly
career.
for here.
Yes. But anyway, it was nice to see Dustin, and that's basically the story. The rudeness of Costco. Oh my God!
Somebody says it's set to be completed June 2023. So that's not
this
so
June.
bad. That's not so bad.
You can tell they're getting close. Parts of Third West, I think, down further north are pretty much done.
I feel bad for businesses I feel bad for businesses on 9th South, because 9th South has been torn up.
Has it? I
for
don't go up there.
forever.
I don't go on 9th South. Second South. I don't use Second South anymore. That's how I used to come to work, is on Second South. I don't use it at all anymore because it's been all torn up with whatever sewer. And we should have asked Mayor Mendenhall. Mayor Mendenhall, will you stop planting trees and go out with some pothole filler and fill potholes around town?
They did on my street. I was really pleased.
There's so many, it just it takes them forever.
So now when I drive past the pothole, I get the gravel sticking to my tires, and you get that sound. You know?
I've gotten used to where the potholes are on First South, so where to
dodge them?
I can avoid them in the dark. Even I know where they are now.
Matthew in the chat room, who is out of state, Costco Pinot Gris is only $4.99 a bottle, and it's not bad.
$4.99.
We have the biggest Costco in the United States
And we don't have liquor in it.
on Third West, and there is no liquor.
Because bad things would happen.
Yeah.
We can't let.
I don't know what they are, but bad things
You know what
would
they
happen.
are.
And I've said it before. I heard the statistic that Costco sells more liquor than any other
I'm sure.
purveyor in the country.
Absolutely true.
almost. It's about to flip over. And it's time for boners, big boy news and innuendo. So
What?
boners coming up.
Katie's been running around
I
doing
have.
10 things.
It's been a lot.
It's hot.
It's hot. It's a Monday, and I am trying to fix like 7 things. So
Yes, it's time for the boner of the day. I'll give you three boner candidates. We'll do 2 now.
Yes.
And then after the news, we'll give you the 3rd boner candidate, and that's when you call and vote on which one of these you think is the worst. Which one is the boner of the day? Boner means mistake. It's the old-fashioned term for mistake. Boy, you really pulled a boner that time.
President Reagan said it.
Yeah. My grandfather used to say it whenever I made a mistake, which was often. Well, Billy, you pulled a boner that time. So anyway, that's what we'll do. We'll do the news here. We'll start with boner candidate number 1. How about that?
yes.
Boner candidate number 1 is, you don't kill a werewolf with a wooden stake to the heart. You need a silver bullet.
Everybody knows that.
Jeez. A man was booked into the Salt Lake County Jail Saturday after police say he assaulted a victim, claiming that they were a werewolf.
Well, are they?
Jose Manuel Perez was booked on 1 felony count of aggravated robbery. Booking documents filed by Salt Lake City Police state that the investigation began when they received multiple calls reporting an assault in progress at a business where Perez and the victim were getting some lunch. The documents do not state the exact location where this occurred, although I'd like to know. The victim attempted to flee multiple times, but Mr. Perez kept them restrained in a chokehold. And then he pulled out a wooden stake with a nail in it, telling the victim, "You're a werewolf, and I'm going to pierce your heart." Fortunately, the victim was able to escape, but Mr. Perez ran off with their backpack, which officers later found in his possession after taking him into custody. Police also found several rocks in Mr. Perez's pocket. He told police he carried them out of fear the victim was going to attack him.
Well, you got to be prepared.
I got rocks here. He then admitted to stealing the backpack, but argued that since officers got it back to the victim, he shouldn't be charged with robbery. Mr. Perez is being currently held in jail without bail. Boner candidate number 1. You don't kill a werewolf with a wooden stake to the heart. You need a silver bullet. Here's boner candidate number 2. Well, if they kick RJ out of the legislature, who's going to protect our kids from the drag queens and the transsexuals? House Majority Leader Davey Hiott, a Republican of Pickens, South Carolina, started the process Friday to remove State Representative R.J. May and expel him from the South Carolina General Assembly amid calls from Republicans for Mr. May to leave his seat. May is the driving force behind the hardline conservative House Freedom Caucus, which is often at odds with the House Republicans. He's sitting in jail right now, though, after being indicted on 10 counts for distributing child sexual abuse material, including graphic videos with toddlers.
Is he a drag queen?
No.
I didn't think so.
A federal magistrate judge denied bond to May, who represents House District 88 in Lexington County, South Carolina. House Speaker Merle Smith suspended May on Thursday without pay, and they're talking now about throwing him out of the legislature. Let's see. Some of the things that RJ has been
What's he been working on there in the legislature?
You see, RJ, he's been working on, protecting people from transsexuals. And he's been, drag queen. You've got to protect people from drag queens and all of that sort of stuff. But he was caught with hundreds of videos of children in sexual acts. Children. And also, there is video of Mr. May, Representative May, in Columbia, South Carolina, having sex with some female sex workers who appear to be under 18 years of age. And he had these videos of himself having sex with them.
I think he needs to go to prison.
Yeah. He said, I believe these findings are so horrendous and heinous and heartbreaking that we need to investigate right now and possibly expel May.
Possibly?
Possibly.
Why isn't it done already?
Possibly expel him from the legislature. But if they do that, if they kick him out of the legislature, who's going to protect the kids from drag queens and transsexuals? Boner candidate number 2. Coming up in a moment, boner candidate number 3, Mike Lee. Senator Mike Lee of Utah impressively proves what an awful person he really, really is.
Boner candidate number 3, after this big boy news and opiniondo, brought to you by Waterproof Your Home with Baseco. Because water can make its way through your foundation in many different ways, Baseco specializes in a variety of permanent foundation waterproofing solutions tailored to your unique issue. From sump pumps all the way to major repairs, crack settling foundations, each solution backed by a guarantee. Schedule a free assessment today at baseco.net.
Jared Leto is denying allegations of sexual misconduct from multiple women, including some who say they were underage when they met him. 9 women have accused the actor of impropriety in a story published last Friday. Some of the allegations include assaulting a 17-year-old, walking nude in front of a different 17-year-old, and engaging in sexually explicit conversations with a 16-year-old. A representative for Mr. Leto has denied the allegations. Entertainment Weekly has reached out to representatives for Leto for further comment. One of the women, Los Angeles-based DJ Ali Teles, sparked conversation on social media after reposting a 2012 Facebook status to her Instagram stories last month. You're not really in L.A. until Jared Leto tries to force himself on you backstage in a kilt and a snow hat, she wrote at the time. She also referred to the Dallas Buyers Club Oscar winner as Hollywood's most persistent predator in a kilt. In a follow-up story, Ms. Tilez claims that she was assaulted and traumatized by, quote, this creep when I was 17, alleging that he knew my age and he didn't care. What he did was predatory, terrifying, and unacceptable. Ms. Tilez's allegations are demonstrably false, says Leto's representatives. Another woman, former model Laura LaRue, said she met Leto at an animal rights benefit in Los Angeles when she was 16, which led to email correspondence between them, eventually resulting in her visiting him in April of 2009. I remember him teasing me the whole time I was there. He was flirting with me. He'd lean in close, then pull away, like, it was some kind of game. The outlet reported that when LaRue was 17, Leto walked out of a room completely naked in her presence. He just walked right out, like it was normal. I thought maybe this is just what adult men do.
No, that's not.
No, it's not. Well, no matter who has heard Caroline Diaz-Goncalves' story, everyone has the same reaction. Very sad what's happened.
Oh, the University of Utah student.
Said attorney Mark Alvarez. I wish I could say I was surprised, but I'm not, added Immigration Resource Director Gina Serzi. I'm more saddened. The 19-year-old University of Utah student is currently being held at a detention center in Colorado after she was detained by immigration agents while traveling last week. Her family claims that Caroline's asylum application is pending. According to Goncalves' family, a police officer pulled her over for a minor traffic violation, asked some questions about where she was from before letting her go. Shortly afterwards, though, ICE agents arrived and arrested her. She's being held at the Colorado Immigration Detention Center. Attorney Mark Alvarez said that while officers can report someone to ICE, this incident seems strange. I can't say the officers don't have the right to do it. I mean, every person has the right, whether or not the person's in law enforcement or not. But it does seem strange that a police officer would report to ICE after a minor traffic stop.
And she's just a college student. She's lived here since she was a little kid.
She's from
This is
Brazil.
not a criminal.
She had filed an asylum application, which was pending. Attorney Adam Craik said applications through the Brazilian government are usually delayed, and if he were her attorney, there are some things he would do. We would be making a bond request immediately, he said. She's obviously not a danger to the community.
No.
She has no criminal history. Her family told Fox News that the Aurora Detention Center, where she's being held, has had bad living conditions. Craig asked one of his own clients, here or prison, which one was better, and he said, Adam, I think I'd rather go to prison than stay in that detention center.
This is absurd.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. A full day of No Kings protests brought huge crowds to several locations across Utah on Saturday as part of a coordinated effort of nationwide demonstrations against the Trump administration and its immigration policies. Police reported no disturbances or violence related to any protests in the state at the beginning. However, that changed Saturday night when a peaceful march through downtown Salt Lake ended with gunfire, leaving one person dead and 3 people connected to the shooting in custody. The state's first protest started in Provo, where an estimated crowd of over 1,000 assembled. Organizers estimated over 4,500 people attended the protest at Provo City Hall. When protesters began to congregate to march after the event, organizers explained that it wasn't permitted, and the crowd immediately drew back and complied. Okay, we're sorry. We won't do that. Protesters, on the campus of the University of Utah. There were thousands gathered in the courtyard of the Marriott Library in the morning. Outside Ogden Station, Union Station in Ogden, another large crowd, about 10,000 apparently, joined together in protest in Ogden. Some were seen dancing during the event, while other people listened to speakers who spoke about staying together for the community.
They think there were 4 to 6 million people across the country at various No Kings protests.
Let's see. A worker in southern Utah was seriously injured after a manufactured home lowered from its jacks and pinned him. He was pinned by the house.
Yeah.
St. George police tell the news that they were called about the incident. 3 workers were under the house at the time. It shifted, pinning one of the workers. Investigators say one of the jacks holding the home up may have lowered, but they don't know why. The worker who was pinned was taken to the hospital with critical injuries. A helicopter crash in Woods Cross at Sky Park Airport. Friday morning, one person was injured. Woods Cross police said that it was called to the airport at 8:49 in the morning. The pilot was airborne as they attempted to make a turn while exiting a hangar when the main rotor of the aircraft caught the door and tipped it over. When you're trying to fly your helicopter out of the hangar, you got to be, geez. Yeah. According to investigators, there was a minor injury. And Israel's military said it struck the headquarters of what's called the Quds Force, which reports directly to Iran's supreme leader. Israel said on Monday that it had struck the command center, a special military unit that coordinates support for all Iranian allies in the Middle East and reports directly to the country's supreme leader. The attack on the facility in Tehran and the extent of damage could not immediately be verified, but Iran is responding, and they've been lobbing missiles into Tel Aviv, and some residential areas have been hit, some residential buildings have been hit. This is a very tense situation. What is the United States doing in all of this? Well, Donald Trump said, "Well, they really ought to end this." And will we get involved? Well, I don't.
That's not a no.
I don't know.
That's not a no.
I don't really want to, but you don't know.
That's not a no.
Vance Bolter was taken into custody. Is it Bolter?
I think so.
Late Sunday, after what officials called the largest manhunt in the state of Minnesota's history. The Hennepin County Attorney's Office has unsealed a criminal complaint charging Mr. Bolter with 2 counts of second-degree murder, 2 counts of attempted second-degree murder. He had left a handwritten list described by police as roughly 2 pages long and containing 60 to 70 names. The list was not alphabetized, but it did include addresses of some of the targets. Representative Kelly Morrison, as well as other members of the Democratic Farmer Labor delegation, were among those identified. Authorities have downplayed earlier descriptions of the list as a manifesto. Say there's not really a manifesto. It's a list.
So apparently, this happened in the middle of the night.
Mm-hmm.
He dressed up like a police officer and had a mask on.
Mm-hmm. And he had a special vehicle that looked sort of like a cop.
Had like red and white or red and blue lights on it. Yeah. Went to the first. I can't remember which order he went in to these representatives' homes.
The 2 people that were killed was the first place he went.
So after that, the police were notified and knew who it was that had been killed. Mm-hmm. They immediately went to the second location because they thought, we need to check on other members of the legislature.
Yeah.
They actually got there while this guy was there committing the second act.
Oh, wow.
And shot at him as he drove, and he got away. They were there when it happened.
Jeez. Yeah, and the The second couple were injured, and they went into surgery, and I think they're going to recover. Well, it says here that marijuana is becoming easier to get in many states.
Makes sense.
And one group showing interest might surprise you: parents of children with autism. In online and support groups, families swap tips and share experiences, even though the science is still inconclusive. Most doctors don't prescribe cannabis and usually advise against it. But the few who do say demand is rising. Dr. Mohsen Maghboul, a pediatric neurologist in Plano, Texas, says about a third of his patients are children with autism, and about 40% of them are treated with cannabis. He describes a combination of THC, the main psychoactive component of marijuana, and CBD, another part of the cannabis plant that doesn't produce a high and can counteract some of the impact of the THC. While medical marijuana is prescribed for everything from cancer symptoms to epilepsy to chronic pain and even dementia, its use in children with autism is more controversial. But I've heard of this actually
being helpful.
And it's been. I know people have been doing it for quite a while, using it, trying to help their kids, and it's particularly kids who have profound autism.
She doesn't have autism, but one of my best friend's daughters was born and had really bad seizures and things when she was younger, and CBD and THC were the only things that actually properly helped her.
Yeah, I've heard of that being the case.
Yeah.
A lot of times kids with profound autism also have seizures.
I believe that.
Yeah. All right, that's it.
Weather traffic?
70 outside right now. It's toastier than that in the studio.
Oh, jeez.
It's like 10 degrees cooler outside right now.
High of 93 expected today. Overnight low 65. I know we're not the only ones. I know there were some power outages down in Sandy, and there's people that were without AC.
Well, and you've been this way all weekend, you poor soul.
I've got Larson HVAC coming over today to help me. Let's see, 87 tomorrow, 93 Wednesday, 102 by Thursday. So there's that. Traffic looks great, though. There's some good news for you. I don't see any accidents or slowdowns on the UDOT cameras. And I'm going to check our message stream. Let's see. This is in Springville. Just saw a sheriff that pulled over a wide pickup truck that had a woman out of the truck. I don't know what's going on. I just wanted to report it to. Thank you. You can text us and let us know what you're seeing on the roads. 33986 is where you do that. Don't pay for tires and oil changes ever again. Get tires and oil changes for life with every new and used Mazda purchase from Bountiful Mazda. See Bountiful Mazda today for details.
Here's boner candidate number 3. Mike Lee impressively proves what an awful person he really is. This is from a news site called Who, What, Why, and it's a political news site, and it is written thus. Senator Mike Lee could have spent Father's Day with his family instead of embarrassing himself on social media. However, when you have a reputation to uphold as a conspiracy theorist and all-round terrible person, you've got to put in that time on X. And that is why Lee posted a couple of items that are unbecoming a U.S. senator. In fact, they're unbecoming a decent human being. Of course, while Mike Lee may be the former, he is certainly not the latter. Here are the particulars. Following the murder of a Minnesota state representative and her husband, most Democrats and Republicans have come together to condemn political violence. In this case, the victim was a Democrat, but Republican politicians have also been on the receiving end of attacks, so this should not be a partisan issue. However, since the partisan leanings of the alleged murderer and his motive are still somewhat in doubt, there is a subsection of the MAGAverse that is more interested in making the case that the suspect is a Democrat than anything else. Unsurprisingly, that group includes Elon Musk, right-wing influencer and ventriloquist lookalike Charlie Kirk, and Mike Lee, who thought this would be a great time to publish a pair of particularly inappropriate posts. In the first, he asserts that the shooter was, quote, a Marxist. Is there any publicly available evidence that this is the case? No. In fact, according to early reporting, he was a devout Christian who once registered as a Republican and, according to his friend, voted for Donald Trump. But Mike Lee, an avid conspiracy theorist who was a participant in Trump's coup attempt and believes that the federal government was behind the violence that took place during the January 6th insurrection, He wasn't done. He followed up the first post after already having spent Saturday trying to convince his followers that the shooter was probably not a Trump supporter, with one that seems to make a joke out of the assassination. His post shows an image of the alleged killer wearing a mask at the door of one of his victims and states, "Nightmare on Wall Street," a reference to the horror movie Nightmare on Elm Street and to Minnesota Governor Mike Waltz, whose name he can't even spell correctly. We imagine that the motivation for the post was to say that this situation could turn out to be a problem for the 2024 vice presidential candidate, who's become a lightning rod for Trump supporters because he's one of the most prominent Democrats who supports taking a more combative stance against the administration. It's tough to see how anybody could find Mike Lee's posts funny or appropriate.
Nope.
But the problem isn't just that a U.S. senator would tweet out something in such apparent bad taste, is that he would spread unsubstantiated and likely false information just because it's ideologically convenient.
Yep.
Oh, and by the way, the constituent of his who was shot at the anti-Trump protest in Salt Lake City has died.
And he hasn't mentioned anything about that.
Of course not.
Nope. And I don't think Mike Lee even knows what a Marxist is anyway. What's a Marxist, Mikey? Boner candidate number 3. Mike Lee impressively proves what an awful person he is.
All right, let's recap Boner 1 and 2, and then it'll be time for you to vote.
All right, Boner candidate number 1. You remember that one. That's you don't kill a werewolf with a wooden stake to the heart. You need a silver bullet. Some man in Salt Lake was booked into Salt Lake County Jail. Police said he assaulted a victim, claiming that the victim was a werewolf, and he planned to put a wooden stake in the victim's heart.
That won't do anything to a werewolf.
No. Boner candidate number 2, if they kick RJ out of the legislature, who will protect our kids from drag queens and transsexuals? This is RJ May, representative in South Carolina with the South Carolina General Assembly. He's a very conservative guy. He's been indicted on 10 counts of distributing child sexual abuse material, including graphic videos of toddlers having sex. That's Boner candidate number 2. And Boner candidate number 3, Mike Lee, impressively proving what an awful person he really is.
All right, it is time for you to vote. It's time for you to vote for Boner of the Day.
Let's vote.
Yep. 1, 2, or 3. You can text it text it to us at 33986, just with a 1, 2, or 3 in the text line. You can call us at 877-602-9696 and cast your vote and say hi to Ari in there, or you can go online to our Boner of the Day post on the x96.com, and you can vote right there. You've got about 3.5 minutes to do so before we crown the winners, so go vote right now.
Food.
Yes.
Everybody likes to talk about food.
Sure.
Time Out magazine
All right.
has released the world's best food cities, top 10 food cities, and I have them right here. And then there's also an article about the most iconic food from each state in the United States.
All right.
And I sort of want to do part of both. Do all the food cities and then the iconic foods as well. Mm-hmm. So there are 10 cities listed here, and you have eaten in one of them. Maybe I think. Yep. I bet you've eaten. No, you've eaten in 2 of them, I think. And Gina's not eaten in maybe only one of them.
Let's see.
Jakarta, Indonesia, number 10. Great food city, it says. Here's one you've eaten in, Carrie. Paris, France.
Yes.
Gina?
I have not eaten in Paris. France.
Shanghai, China. Lagos, Nigeria. Mexico City. I need to go to Mexico City.
The food scene in Mexico City's really taken off lately.
Supposed to, yeah. Madrid. Cape Town, South Africa. Medellin, Colombia. Number 3. Bangkok, Thailand. And the number 1 food city, and this is in the world, New Orleans, Louisiana.
Nolans.
In the world?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've eaten there.
Yeah, me too.
Good food.
Number 1 food city.
That's interesting.
There are so many different influences from all around the world, all combined into...
It's a port city, so, you know.
So there you go. Now there's this other thing, the iconic foods of every state. This is put together by the Food Network. And so it's things like, in Alabama, chicken with white barbecue sauce.
Yes.
In Alaska, king crab. That's the iconic food of Alaska. Arizona, chimichangas.
Okay.
California, avocado toast.
Of course.
Utah, fry sauce.
Oh, I was
on.
going to say pastrami burger.
Fry sauce. Really? Fry sauce?
It's not a meal, really.
Well, no, it's just a food item. You know, fries. We get fry sauce.
Should be pastrami burger.
I agree.
But then you get fries with fry sauce with that.
Onion rings, thank you. With the fry sauce.
Yeah. I hate going to a place though where you like the burger but you don't like their fries. So you have to go someplace else to get the fries.
That's why you Boulevard Express it, Bill.
Huh?
Boulevard Express.
I don't know what that is.
You get your burger one place, and then you say thank you, and you drive to the next place and get your fries, and you drive to the next place.
Well, then
and
it
get
all
your-
gets cold.
Then you park under the underpass and eat it and cry.
There's a way to do this.
It all gets cold.
All right, 7:48. It just flipped over, and it is time to award the boner of the day.
It is? Oh, okay.
It is.
And it's brought to you in part by a tomahawk steak and a wedge salad and a banana cream pie.
Oh, for
Nice,
Father's Day.
yeah.
Did you have a nice Father's Day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good.
I had banana cream pie.
And quench your advertising thirst with customized water bottles. I have one in my hand
Yeah.
right now from Water Specialties. Your high-quality personalized logo, see our logo right there, printed on every bottle filled with purified or natural spring water. It's a perfect way to advertise your business or event. Get a quote by emailing Megan at waterspecialties.net.
I was going to drink some of this water, but I picked it up. I picked this bottle up, and the water in it is boiling.
I believe it.
It's just bubbling.
Little
I thought, what is
bubbles
that?
are coming up
it's
from
it's
the
actually boiling.
Yeah, I believe it.
All right, let's see. Winner of today's boner voting. We had boner candidate number 1. You don't kill a werewolf with a wooden stake to the heart. Did you know it was a silver bullet before
Yes.
I said that? Okay.
I would hope so. I think
And,
I learned that in elementary school.
And there's that
Did
movie
they teach that?
called-
And they teach that in school?
I think it's more just my horror knowledge of when I was a child.
Yeah, that's the Stephen King movie you're about
Silver
to refer.
Bullet, yeah.
Yeah.
It's an excellent movie that people overlook.
Yes.
I think it's Gary Busey, isn't it? Yeah, and he's really good
Yeah.
in it. Let's see. Well, I can't read what they've written.
Ari's still trying to figure it out.
Oh, that
This is her first time being
That's
alone
okay. That's
as
all right.
producer
I don't
host. So I don't have the numbers.
so boner candidate.
I think we can guess who the winner is.
Well, I don't know.
So
I really don't.
I do know the winner. I just don't know what the numbers were. But number 3 is
Mike
the
Lee.
winner. Yes.
Well,
Yes.
I don't know what it says here is 214 votes. Number 1.
So
That couldn't be. That can't be.
I'm not sure, but from what I have right here, it is boner.
Oh,
number.
that now here it is.
Okay.
Okay. Boner candidate number 1 got 13 votes. Number 2, the South Carolina legislature, he got 122 votes. It was pretty good. But Mike Lee wins with 214.
okay,
votes.
that makes more sense.
There we
And
go.
those should be the only votes that Mike Lee gets.
Yeah. Yes.
I hope that this is impetus for somebody to run against him and get him out of there.
I don't care. It's just another Republican. Another Republican is fine. Go ahead. Got to be better than Mike Lee.
You would hope.
Let's see. What did you have a list? Did you say?
I do.
We've got a list.
Is it a good one?
Well,
Yes.
everybody loves a good list.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
See, the word there was good.
We
A
had
good list.
we had so much horrible news over the weekend. It was just like story after story after story.
Yeah.
I have this list that says, I study happiness for a living, and I have 25 short rules for people to make life happier, uncomplicated, and successful.
Okay.
Isn't this something
I'll
we
bet.
Let's try. Let's see how happy we are.
Yeah, I'll bet.
Number 1.
Uh-huh.
If you don't know what to do with yourself, go outside or go to sleep.
I take the dogs out when I don't know what to do with myself. So
Go outside. Getting outside.
If you don't
fresh
know
air.
if you don't know what to do with yourself, then there's something wrong with you. Because there's always something to do with yourself.
Number 2. Every to-do list should include one item that can be crossed off in the first 5 minutes.
Let me see.
So you feel like
I have
you've
a to-do-
accomplished something already.
I have a
Okay.
to-do list right here.
Yeah, is there something that you can go, that's the first thing I'll do and it'll take me 5
I
minutes?
just did that. Sent you the schedule for tomorrow.
See?
Yeah.
See?
There you go.
Yeah, we're
Makes
doing
you
something.
feel like you've accomplished something.
A little bit. Well, that and other things today.
Number 3, if you've forgotten you owned something, you can probably get rid of it. Like if you run across something and go, I forgot I had this. You can
That's
get rid
most
it.
of my stuff.
Yes. Yes, been there.
That's almost most all of my stuff.
Sometimes it's easier to make last-minute plans than plan in advance. I have friends that we have been trying to get together and go to dinner.
Yeah.
Well, where do you want to go?
Well, it's just like, we really need to go to get dinner, and we try to get something on the calendar, and it never happens. And we have told each other sometime, like it could be a random Wednesday, just reach out and say, hey, I don't know if you guys are doing anything. You want to go to dinner tonight?
No, I'm sorry, I'm busy.
I mean, you might be, but
At least you can try.
at least it doesn't always have to be on your calendar.
You know what
for a
I
month
you know
in
what I
advance.
think, Gina? I think they're avoiding you.
No, sorry, we can't. We just are not able to do
It just doesn't
this.
work. I don't.
Don't buy things until you need them. Store them at the store.
Okay.
I don't know. I like stocking up on
I was going to say, having
some
prep
things.
is nice.
I have the tendency to. My wife says, "Why do you always buy 2 of everything at this grocery store?" I said, well, you
They were
know,
on sale.
You need another one.
Yeah.
Focus on actions, not outcomes. Don't try to, quote, learn to play the guitar. Instead say, I'm going to play the guitar for 20 minutes every day.
Yeah, there you go.
So just
But
take it in a little bite.
That doesn't work for me because I can't play the guitar.
Well, you
Well, you
just
could-
need to
How can I
teach
play-
20 minutes a day.
Yeah. You
I-
could use YouTube and teach yourself like I did with crochet.
I can't play the guitar. There's no way.
Okay. Well,
Quit saying you're waiting until you have more free time to do X. You probably are never going to have more free time. So
Oh,
just
thanks.
just go do it.
I'm never going to have more free time. Is that what you're saying? Great.
To fall asleep faster, make sure your feet are warm. Now, maybe in the winter time,
yeah, I was going
But-
to say in the hot
right
heat,
now, no.
I wish you would have skipped that one.
I'm sorry. Let's see. If there's something you want to do, make it more convenient. If there's something you want to resist doing, make it less convenient. Like, I don't know, if you're trying to quit smoking, keep your cigarettes out in the car.
Yeah.
So when you're home, you're like, well, I'd have to go all the way out to the car to get them. And
No, when you smoke, that's what you would do. You would go out
Oh,
to the car
Oh,
to get
I guess. Okay.
to get a quick burst of energy, do jumping jacks.
Okay. I'm not doing it.
No.
It's too hot.
I used to do this with my kids when we were on a car trip.
Oh,
Like
okay.
when we would stop at the gas station, you get out of the car, and I would,
Smart.
I
Hey,
would
you know,
have them
it
do
works.
jumping jacks.
It works.
because it moves every part of your body.
Yeah.
And the other people at the convenience store going, look at those idiots. What are those idiots doing?
Let's see. Don't ever go all the way to empty.
On your car?
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you pretend like half full is empty.
I normally go, my biggest push is to a quarter. My final quarter.
They say to do that, charge your phone when it's 50%. Don't let your phone get all the way down.
Well, I feel like phone-wise, you can kill your battery quicker doing that by constantly keeping it charged like that rather than letting it die.
Do you know that to
I
be
do.
the case? I don't think it's true. It's not true.
Okay.
It's not true.
Well.
It used to be true, but it's not true anymore.
I feel like mine is slowly dying. Anyways,
I have more of this list. Let's save it.
I don't-
'cause we've
it-
got.
that's
What?
just-
You don't like this list,
Well,
Bill?
it's too much.
What do you mean?
Well,
This
it's
is
just-
trying to be helpful things.
It's too much. It makes me feel down and out.
That-
I think
This-
that's the heat.
This happiness list has made you feel down.
Yes. Yes.
It's doing the opposite
Because
for Bill.
I don't want to do any of that stuff.
I'm
don't
trying
want
to
to.
help you.
I don't want your help. It's too hot.
We just want the AC back.
I want your help with traffic. Why
Yes.
don't you text me and let me know what you're seeing on the roads at 33986? I do have one incident being reported. Oh, actually, here's two now from UDOT. Crash northbound I-15 at the I-15 215 junction off to the right shoulder. Vehicle on fire southbound I-15 31st Street in Ogden, milepost 341. It's affecting the center lane of traffic there. And whatever you're seeing, you can share it with us. Text it to us at 33986. The Summer Showdown continues this weekend with The Favorite, starring Olivia Colman, and the Grand Budapest Hotel, Wes Anderson. Get your tickets now at slfstix.org.
All right, Bill Frost will be here in just a few minutes. I think he's downstairs and our intern's grabbing him. So he'll have some what to watch here in just a few minutes after these messages.
Let's see. So your air conditioning gets fixed today?
Today, so I had to go through one more night of no air conditioning.
Could you sleep at all last night?
Yeah, I did. I mean, we put on a fan, but it's not that comfortable.
No. It just
it's-
moves around the hot air.
Yeah, and it's noisy. And but I fixed a nice dinner for my wife
For your anniversary.
For our anniversary. She loves mussels, and I don't.
Are they hard to prepare?
Easy, so easy.
They are.
It's you can do it in about 20 minutes. You gotta wash them. Just make sure. And some of them still have a beard on them. You have to remove the beard, whatever that is. And all you do is put some. So I did Spanish style. So I chopped up some chorizo, put some hot oil in a pan, and cooked the chorizo for a little bit. It was cured chorizo.
Nice.
Spanish chorizo. Cooked that for a little bit. Thrown in some onions and some garlic, and let that soften up. Then some white wine and some chicken broth, and a handful of tomatoes, chopped up tomatoes, and the mussels.
And
you
if they
put the
don't
lid
open
on.
up, you don't eat them, right?
Right. And you put the lid on, and in 3 or 4 minutes, the whole process, but from the time you put the mussels in till the time you get them out, it's like 4 minutes or 5 minutes. And they are all open, and I don't generally eat them. But
Really?
they've not been my favorite. I like clams, but mussels have been, but I thought, well, I'm going to try these, and I don't think I've ever had the Spanish style. Was really good with the chorizo there, and it was excellent. So
Sounds like it would be good.
have that and an artichoke and a glass of white wine and some bread to sop up the broth. But I bought 2 pounds of mussels, and between us we could not eat 2 pounds of mussels. So my wife called up her sister. Hey, I got some mussels here. You want to?
Take these mussels off our
Yeah,
hands.
she came over and got the pot of cooked mussels and took them home and delighted in them.
And how many years is your...
20.
Uh-oh.
It's 20.
You're 26.
24, 26?
You're 26, because I was pregnant at your wedding.
Yeah, 26.
That's how I...
1997.
That's how I mark time.
1997? Is that when you were pregnant?
Yeah.
At our wedding? Okay. July 1997. Who would have thought?
Who'd have thunk it?
Who would have thought that person would stay with me as long as she has?
Are they trapped?
Not usually. I mean, I do have some allowances for movement.
Some allowances for me.
Not,
Some may call them restrictive, but
she's got the wrong room of the basement.
I just like to think of them as disciplined as
Yeah,
opposed to
exactly.
restrictive.
Yeah,
We all need discipline.
that's right.
$8:01. It just flipped over.
And Elaine in Syracuse is just flipping over.
Syracuse.
She's tanning. She's
I see.
you got to do the other side to
Right.
even it
Tanning?
out in Syracuse. She's tanning in Syracuse.
In a tanning bed?
No, you don't have to turn over in a tanning
No,
bed.
that gets you from all sides.
Oh.
She's laying out. You know,
Oh, I see.
Didn't you ever lay out,
Yeah,
Bill?
you got to get the baby oil and lay out.
Yeah.
Hey, you want to lay out?
Lay out.
Let's lay out.
Get a little sun in.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Gina,
for the streaks in
Yeah.
your hair.
is it sponsored?
Yes. The Deer Valley Music Festival back for 2025. Tickets are on sale now. Spread out your blankets, lay out, enjoy the breathtaking views. Accompanied by world-class talent of the Utah Symphony at the Deer Valley Music Festival this July and August in Park City. Get tickets and information at x96.com.
My girlfriend called me and she said, "You want to lay out?" And I said, "Yeah, let's lay out.
lay out.
We can lay out. You want to go do it in the park or the backyard?"
Hi, Bill Frost.
Hi.
Bill Frost is here. Bill Frost is a writer. You can find his scratchings at City Weekly, cityweekly.net. He's a podcaster. It's the TV Tan podcast is what it's called. And you can find that wherever podcasts are sold or found.
We should start charging for it.
Downloaded.
That's right. Fine podcast. We charge for these. And Bill is also a musician. The band is Magda Vega. And you can find all things Bill Frost related at
billfrost.tv.
Okay.
Perfect.
What's on TV?
Kind of a slow week, but some good stuff here.
Okay.
Premiering tomorrow, a new series on Shudder and AMC Plus called Hell Motel.
Hell Motel.
Hell Motel.
I think you know what you're getting in for here.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of true crime fans who were gathered at the reopening of a motel where famous murders happened decades
Okay,
earlier.
yeah.
Okay.
And then people start dying.
Uh-huh.
Lovely.
You
Exciting.
should have seen that coming.
You would think.
Yeah, this
Anybody we know in this?
Eric McCormick.
Oh, from Will and Grace.
Yeah. Also an MGM Plus series called 9 Bodies in a Mexican Morgue,
Jeez.
which I hear is actually, I haven't checked it out yet, but I hear it's all right. Also, if you wanted to see Final Destination Bloodlines and didn't want to go to a theater,
Yeah.
it's out tomorrow
Yes.
on Rent,
Oh, I'm
rent or Buy.
surprised you didn't go see that at the
I wanted
theater.
to. My husband didn't. And so I compromised and said I'll wait until it goes on
Okay,
streaming.
well, now there you go.
Also, the second season premiere on Paramount Plus of Chopper Cops. It's cops and helicopters.
Oh, I thought it was cops with cleavers.
No. Cops and helicopters,
Okay.
motion sickness guaranteed. And Wednesday on Apple TV Plus, the first of 2 period costume dramas appearing this week, The Buccaneers, Season 2. This is based on an Edith Wharton novel.
Okay.
It's first aired in 2023. It's about a group of wealthy young American heiresses who were in London to find husbands during the debutante season of the 1870s.
Okay.
Do we have any bare-chested smooching in this?
Apple TV could be, yeah.
Okay.
We got Christina Hendricks in here,
Okay.
and Leighton Meester joining the cast. And also, I was going to run this for Carrie. This is one of his shows he likes, but he's not here. I'm sure he's not listening.
Probably not. It's
Probably not, no.
Probably bedtime about now.
Children Ruin Everything on the CW season 4 summer premiere.
Okay.
He likes this. I think he just likes it for the title.
Yeah.
I was going to say I'm a part of that too.
Yeah.
So.
And also on Wednesday, the premiere of a new YA series called We Were Liars. Have you ever noticed a lot of these YA series have liars
Pretty
in the
Little
title?
Liars
Yeah.
and The Liars Club.
Yeah. This one is called based on a woman who somehow got amnesia during a summer on his grandfather's private island.
Somehow got amnesia. Did she
amnesia.
forget how she got it?
Yeah, she did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And this is based on a YA novel by E. Lockhart. And very good-looking, ridiculously good-looking youngsters in here. If you see the trailer, X96.com. On Thursday, a new series premiering on Netflix, The Waterfront. This is from Kevin Williamson, who did Scream and The Vampire Diaries back in the day. It's about a coastal North Carolina family who are struggling to keep their fishing empire together as family dramas ensue. Maria Bello, Melissa Benoist, and Holt McElhaney are in this.
Bello. Maria Bello?
Maria Bello,
Yeah,
yes.
she's really good.
Yeah. It's on Netflix. All 8 episodes stream on Thursday. And going to Saturday, the Nickelodeon Kids' Choice Awards. I mentioned
Still
this.
do that.
I mentioned this because Jack Black is vying for the King of Comedy Award.
Right.
Versus, says here, Bill Allred.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
I guess I'll be going to L.A.
I guess
Yeah,
you need
yeah.
to.
Santa Monica.
Get you another sash, Bill.
Is this where they slime you?
Yes.
I believe so, yeah.
I'm not going there.
You don't want to get
Bill,
slimed?
Bill, I think
Oh,
the
yeah.
slime is cold. It might feel good if they pour it over your
Yeah.
head.
Well, yeah, right now,
In
but but I'm not going to go to Santa Monica to get
Jack
slime.
Black is up for, of course, Minecraft, which is the worst movie I've seen in 10 years.
You did see it?
Oh, God. It's so
So
bad.
how did it make $1 billion or whatever?
It doesn't matter.
Because it says Minecraft.
Yeah. And on Sunday, the second of the period costume dramas, The Gilded Age, Season 3, premieres on HBO and HBO Max, set in 1882. It's about a young woman who moves from Pennsylvania to New York City to live with her aunts, who played by Christine Baranski and Cynthia Nixon.
Okay.
That sounds like a dramatic household. And new cast members joining this season are Andrea Martin, SCTV alum, and also on Evil. She was very good on that. Merritt Weaver, Felicia Rashad, Leslie Uggams from Deadpool.
Wow.
And Bill Camp.
Oh.
Yeah. And that's the new stuff this week. And pretty liking Duster on HBO Max.
Duster.
Josh Holloway. It's set in the 70s. It's a crime, sort of a crime drama.
Yeah. He's, what's his name, good looking from Lost.
Yeah. He always looked like he came out of the 70s, and now he's got his show where he is in the 70s.
He hasn't cut his hair or
Nope,
anything?
not at all.
No.
Fitting.
We're almost done with Mobland.
Yeah.
So I'm going to need another British crime drama
I'll see,
for you.
I'll see if I can dig something up for
Okay.
you.
You might want to try what is it? Something Q. Station Q.
Station Q?
No.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's on Netflix.
It's a crime drama.
Yeah.
About he's a British cop, but he's in Scotland.
Yeah.
Oh.
And it all takes place in Scotland.
Okay.
And periodically, people will look at him and say, "He's from England," you know, and then people go, "Oh, sorry."
Yeah, it's called Department Q.
Q.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Q.
That's
Yeah.
good.
It's
Okay.
pretty good. It's a very convoluted plot.
That's okay.
But it's good.
Yeah, if I still had that job, I'd probably be writing an article today about shows to watch after you finish Mobland.
Oh, yeah. That's
Yeah.
what. Yeah, I need the.
So I'll just pretend
You can just
I'm,
write it for me. Send me an email.
I'll pretend I'm working on that and send it to you.
Yeah, Department Q. Look for that on
Yeah.
Netflix.
And Murderbot, really liking that.
Oh yeah, that's excellent.
Yeah.
We watched an episode of that yesterday.
And the episodes just really seem short. They seem to fly by really quickly.
Well, they're only half an hour, and
Yeah.
they go really quick. And I wish they were a little longer.
Yeah.
But Alexander Skarsgård is just excellent. He's so good in that.
Yeah.
And I like the crew that's around him because most of them are just so useless. They're just incredible.
As he points out in his inner monologue constantly.
Yeah, they're just useless people.
Yeah,
but he is a murder bot.
Yeah. That's what I have for
I
you.
don't think it's going to end well.
Yeah.
It'll end in murder, won't
Well,
it?
It has to, I think. All right, Bill Frost. You can find his stuff at billfrost.tv.
Yeah.
Also, read City Weekly, cityweekly.net.
Yep.
Is where that is. All right.
Thank you, Bill Frost. Gina, weather, traffic?
It's hot.
Yeah, it is.
Let's see. Traffic crash northbound I-15 at the I-15-215 junction, milepost 299. Vehicle on fire southbound I-15, 31st Street in Ogden. It's affecting the center lane of traffic there. Let me check our message stream. Let's see if anybody sent anything in there. Nope. Oh, Gangs of London. Yes, I've already watched it. It's there. That's not coming back, is it?
I don't think
Have they
so,
said
no.
anything about that?
It was a one and done.
I think actually everybody got killed.
That was a really good show. Yeah, if you haven't watched Gangs of London, that's really good. Go back and give it a look. Haster Games for board games, Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, miniatures, dice paints, and more. Haster Games, 6831 South State, or hastergames.com.
All right, coming up after these messages and a song, it is time for Beat Gina. We need a contestant. You can call in right now, and you could win
Tickets to the Monster Jam. For the first time ever, the Monster Jam World Finals are coming to Rice-Eccles Stadium on July 4th and 5th. Get information and ticket links at x96.com.
Okay, so Monster Jam tickets for Beat Gina. Call 877-602-9696. Call and line up right now to play for those Monster Jam tickets. Coming up after these messages and a song.
On Friday, I left the show early, 9:30, because I had to go have a procedure scheduled for 10:30. And I wasn't going to talk about it other than to say it was a procedure, but Gina, I think off the air, said to me, well, maybe it was on the air, I talked about my hysterectomy.
Yeah, that's personal.
Yeah.
Carrie's had a testicle removed.
Yeah, we did. We talked about it on the air. And I said, okay, I'm having a procedure having to do with my prostate. Now, I won't go into all the details of that because it's just technical and stuff. Mm-hmm. But I don't have prostate cancer. I have a perfectly healthy prostate, except for it starts to enlarge as you get older. They say men should have a prostate exam probably by about 45, age of 45 is the first one you should. And the doctor just checks to see, is it normal size or is it getting bigger? And they can tell, then they do I think it's a PSA blood test where they can determine if there is are there any cancer cells there and that sort of thing. So anyway, I went to have this procedure. Another reason that I decided was okay to talk about it today and on Friday, I started getting emails from people saying, thanks for talking about this. You know, people are embarrassed to talk about things like this, about their prostates and their other body parts, and we shouldn't be because, you know, these...
it's healthcare.
Here's one email that I got. Thanks for letting me listen. I just moved to Reno in July because my now fiance got into medical school. She started doing face-to-face patient exams that include basic strength tests, neurological, etc. She also started doing more invasive evaluations, like checking the prostate. One thing I did not know is that the school she is in, University of Nevada, Reno, actually hires actors as patients. So she had a new patient and told me as nervously she put her investigative finger in the place where you put it. He immediately corrected her course of action and said, no, you've really got to get it up in there. It was an actor who's
done this
many times. Says so maybe Bill can get back into acting.
Jeez. What's my motivation?
Yeah, you guys are awesome.
Bill's a prostate exam actor.
I wasn't sure I would be at work today.
Really?
Yeah, because the procedure was painful but bearable. You know what I mean? It's like the doctor will say, okay,
you're going to feel this now.
No, he'll say, okay, I've got to do this one more time, so get ready. Okay, one more time, get ready, you know. And you're going, and there's you've got fortunately the laughing gas, which you have to pay extra for because the insurance company would just as soon have you suffer.
Yeah. And the laughing gas doesn't do anything for pain. It just makes you not care, really.
And it still hurt, but I was laughing while it was hurting and joking about it. But so when it's over, they tell you to expect lots of different things happening. Blood in your urine.
They were mucking around in there.
You know, blood in your urine, it's normal. It will be normal. It could go on for days. All kinds of... Well, what happened to me, I had a little bit of that, but one thing that happens is frequency of urination.
You haven't gotten any rest, have you?
The first day, I did not. I probably slept 20 minutes at a time all night. And what's weird about it is, you know, Carrie, I don't know if it's the same for women, but when you feel the sensation, I have to pee. You can kind of hold it back and sit and go and contemplate it. And,
I don't want to get up.
Now, if you do it too long, you'll go, I got to run.
Yeah.
There's none of that. It was just like instant.
It's happening now.
Yeah. And I actually did not make it to the bathroom twice. Ooh. It's terrible. It was just, and so but then yesterday it was quite a bit better. And today I'm wearing my pants where I can just hurry and throw them off.
Yeah.
I don't have to worry about
breakaway stripper pants.
Yeah. I don't have to worry about belt buckles or anything like that. And I may have to run out during some portion of the program. You don't know.
Okay.
So if I just disappear while the show is on, that's what's going on.
Now, it might be indelicate, but why wouldn't you, for a day or two, wear something that would make it not so bad if you didn't make it all the way?
I thought about that, wear adult diapers
just
or something.
This isn't a permanent thing, just for a day or two.
So I tell you what I did do. as I left the office, the nurse said, "Oh, here, take this. There might be some leakage." And it was this little conical thing, that you're supposed to, put over your, your junk. And I said, "Oh, okay." And I did that on the way home, but it didn't do any good, and it kept. So when we got home, my wife said, "Well, here, let's get some panty liners."
I was going to say,
I got panty liners. I said, "What?" She said, "Yeah, panty liners," and we put that in, stuck it down on the underwear, and that worked beautifully.
Yeah.
So, but I did think about adult diapers
Just
because when I was asleep, and that actually had happened this morning, I almost didn't make it out of the bed. At one point, I just woke up instantly and went to the bathroom, and
but ultimately, when this heals,
I mean, the procedure is designed to relieve. When your prostate gets bigger, it puts pressure on your bladder, and that causes different problems with urination. So, and it can also, I think it can hasten cancer, or So this procedure just takes the prostate, and so it's not resting on your bladder.
Yeah.
That's all it is, and then you don't have to get up 5 times a night. And so, but right now it's like, whew. But I'm amazed. I read all the things, the symptoms, and said expect this to go on for 7 to 10 days, and and I'm really pretty good, except for that. Well, and it gets better.
Do you need to go? Do you need this? We've been talking for a while.
I just went.
Oh, there we go.
So that's what it was. Oh, by the way, if anybody has any questions that they want to ask me about the procedure or prostate or whatever, just email me, bill@x96.com, and I'll be happy to answer more personal questions via email if you want to do that.
$8.18 right now, and is this sponsored, Gina?
Yeah, for the first time ever, the Monster Jam World Finals are coming to Rice-Eccles Stadium July 4th and 5th. Get information and ticket links at x96.com.
Well, Beat Gina is on the way, but we need to pay the bills, so I'm your announcer, Johnny Ola, with this important word from Kellogg's. I know when you think of breakfast, you think Kellogg's, the best to you each morning. But now, Kellogg's means more than just the best to you each morning. It's new and improved Kellogg's ready-to-serve salads in a can. Kellogg's chicken salad, ham salad, and tuna salad. Tender pieces of chicken, thin sliced ham, or tasty tuna, combined with fresh, crisp celery in flavorful mayonnaise. Kellogg's ready-to-serve salads are complete. You can serve them right from their number 5 cans. There's nothing to add, nothing to waste. These high-quality salads are always uniform in texture and flavor, offering consistent day-to-day customer satisfaction. You save space, time, and labor, and enjoy portion control, advantages that all add up to greater profits. Your Kellogg representative can provide you with a variety of creative sandwich and salad ideas using Kellogg's versatile, ready-to-serve salads in a can.
I mean,
that sounds terrible.
Kellogg's puts more variety on your menu.
Oh, no, he's losing steam.
Oh, Lord.
We believe in you, Johnny.
They're new and improved. Kellogg's put them out for a while, and they were so awful, they took them back, improved them, put them back on the market, and they're gone again.
That sounds,
Yeah. All right. That's it. And now, because Kerry Jackson is not here, I'm going to host.
Okay.
Gina. We have a contestant.
We do. Todd, are you there?
I'm here.
What can Todd win?
Todd, you could win tickets to the Monster Jam World Finals coming to Rice-Eccles Stadium July 4th and 5th.
Perfect.
All right, Todd, are you ready to go?
I'm ready to go.
All right, call it heads or tails to see who goes first.
Let's go tails.
Heads.
Oh,
it is heads.
No,
you're
Gina
going to have
goes
to
first.
work for these Monster Jam tickets.
Oh, my. Well, Todd, that's okay. Now, listen, Todd, the first person to get to 3 points wins the game.
Yep.
Now, Gina will go first, but if she doesn't answer the question correctly, you have a chance to steal, and that's a pretty good chance that you can win a prize, all right? You ready to go, Gina?
Let's do it.
I'm ready.
And Todd's ready to go. Now, these are all just sort of various trivia
Potpourri?
questions. A
Is it
potpourri.
potpourri?
Yeah, a potpourri. We'll start with some Peter Dinklage trivia for you, Gina.
All right.
What kind of band? Peter Dinklage was in a band.
Mm-hmm.
What kind of a band was Peter Dinklage in?
Okay.
Was it Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band?
Okay.
Was it the Stanford Cardinal Marching Band?
Okay.
Was it a reggae, jazz, and country band?
Okay.
Or a punk funk rap band?
I'm going to go reggae, jazz, country.
No.
No?
I'm sorry. Chance to steal here. What's your name?
Todd.
Todd?
Let's go marching band.
The Stanford Cardinal Marching Band? No, I'm sorry.
Oh.
No. He was in a punk funk rap band.
Huh.
All right. It's nothing to nothing.
Okay.
Correct.
It's Todd's question.
Yep.
Here we go. Todd, still on Peter Dinklage. He was the first and only choice for what movie? Was it number one, the part of Jub Jub in Rub-a-Dub Jub Jub? Was it Tyrion from Game of Thrones? Was it Thomas the Tank Engine in Shining Time Station? Or was it Miles Finch in Elf?
Let's go number 2.
Tyrion from Game of Thrones is correct. That's a point for Todd.
That is one for Todd, and it is now Gina's question.
All right, Gina.
Yes.
Peter Dinklage turned down roles that he has turned down roles because he didn't want to be thought of as what? Is it number one, the magic dwarf, the sneezy dwarf, the dopey dwarf, or the dwarf with a brother from another mother?
The magic dwarf.
That's correct. That's a point for Gina.
It is tied 1-1, and now it is Todd's question.
All right, Todd, here we go. Let's see. I think that's it for Peter Dinklage trivia. Let's move to James Bond trivia. What is the fictional island in Dr. No where James Bond is taken prisoner? Is it Turtle Door Island, Crab Key Island, the island of Dr. Moreau, or MILF Island?
Todd?
Let's go number 1.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. It's not Turtle Door. Gina, do you have a...
That must be number 2 then.
Crab Key is correct.
That's 2 for Gina.
Point for Gina, and Gina, I believe, controls
It
the
is.
question. Yes.
Oh, here's where you go down, Todd, right
Yep.
now.
All right.
I knew it.
All right.
I was expecting.
All right. All right. Here is another James Bond trivia question. Octopussy was the last Bond movie to do what? Was it number one, to reveal Bond's middle name? His full name is Bond, James Bond. Bond,
That's
James
funny.
Bond. Bond, James Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is it 2? It was the last Bond movie to have calamari as a corporate sponsor. Number 3, to not have a sex scene. Or, number 4, reveal the name of the next Bond movie during the end credits.
Not have a sex scene?
No, I'm sorry.
Really?
Octopussy was the last Bond movie
Wait,
to
Todd. Todd has a chance.
I know.
Sorry.
I'm repeating the question for Todd.
My bad.
Todd, Octopussy was the last Bond movie to do what? Was it to reveal Bond's middle name? His full name was Bond, James Bond. Was it to have calamari as a corporate sponsor, or to reveal the name of the next Bond movie during the end credits?
I will say number 4.
You're correct.
It's 2-2.
All right.
I was too cocky, Todd.
You were. All right.
Who's
This
turn?
is where you go down.
It is Todd's question now, and he could win right here.
I believe he said, "This is where you go down."
Yeah, challenging.
All right, Todd, listen carefully then. During the filming of Octopussy, Sir Roger Moore was diagnosed with what? Was it number 1, heart problems, 2, arthritis, 3, the squirts,
Jeez.
or 4, third-degree sideburns?
Let's go heart problems.
You're correct.
Oh, see?
And
Todd wins.
I went down.
Gina, you went down.
You said
Todd
I was
wins
going
again.
down, and I went down, so I don't get a chance to be nice and give you these Monster Jam World Finals tickets anyway. You won them fair and square.
All right. Todd, congratulations. Nicely done. Just
Thank
hang.
you, Johnny.
You're welcome.
Tell me to.
You're welcome. Hang on the line, and Ari will tell you what you need to do next.
Yep.
Listen. I got to get out of here. It's just too damn hot in this studio.
Yeah. Lucky you.
Go home to cool Mrs. Ola.
All right. Big Boy News and Opinioendo now, brought to you by
Shark Summer at Clark Planetarium has finally surfaced. See Shark Kingdom 3D on the giant IMAX screen. Snap a selfie with the 11-foot shark. Enjoy shark-themed snacks and gifts happening all summer long.
I really liked this story about Bryan Cranston. I guess they're going to do a remake of Malcolm in the Middle. They're going to do a special, like a revival series.
That's what I heard.
Just a few limited episodes, I think. And Bryan Cranston's very excited about it. He's thrilled to reunite with his Malcolm in the Middle family for the revival series after nearly 2 decades off the air. But it was a bittersweet reunion as the whole gang is not able to return. Of course, Cloris Leachman has died. But in the latest episode of Fly on the Wall, he opened up about the upcoming Disney Plus project, telling the host Dana Carvey and David Spade, it's amazing how these boys who were my boys on the show are now around the same age I was when we first started.
Wow.
And they've got kids of their own. Now, when David Spade asked about Eric Pear Sullivan, who played the youngest son, remember him, Dewey, on Malcolm, Bryan Cranston said, he's the only one who's not coming back to act in the show.
Oh, really? I was curious about Frankie Muniz because I know he's a driver now.
Yeah, no, he's going to be back. But he says, I talked to Eric and I said, hey, we got the show. It's going to come back. And he goes, oh, that's fantastic. And I said, yeah, so we're looking forward to having you back. And he went, oh, no.
I'm very busy.
He says, I don't want to do it. But that's fantastic.
But good for you.
So, though most of the dysfunctional TV family, filled out by Jane Kaczmarek, Frankie Muniz, Christopher Masterson, and Justin Burfield, continued on in the entertainment industry. But Mr. Sullivan, the youngest kid, did not continue on in acting. He's actually going to Harvard, Cranston said. He's really smart, and he's getting his master's degree at Harvard right now. And he said, oh, God, no, I haven't acted since I was 9 or something.
I don't know how to do that
I'm really
anymore.
not into it. I don't want to do it.
He was great as Dewey, I will say, though.
Yeah, they were. They were all really good on that show.
Yeah,
just
it was fun.
Made it click. Well, let's see. The man accused of shooting 2 Minnesota lawmakers and their spouses was arrested Sunday night. After relentless and determined police work, the killer is now in custody, said the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office. Vance Bolter is accused of fatally shooting State Representative Melissa Hartman, or Hortman, I guess it is, and her husband early Saturday, wounding State Senator John Hoffman and his wife in what authorities say were politically motivated attacks. Senator Amy Klobuchar shared a message she received from Hoffman's wife, who said that they are recovering. John is enduring many surgeries right now and is closer every hour to being out of the woods. He took 9 bullets.
Oh, really?
I took
Wow.
8. I took 8.
Wow.
We are both incredibly lucky to be alive, the message from Yvette Hoffman said. We are gutted and devastated by the loss of Melissa and Mark. We have no words. There's just never a place for this kind of political hate. Thank you for your friendship always, Amy. Minnesotans are at our very best when we stand together. Details about Bolter's arrest haven't been released. However, authorities had focused their manhunt on Sibley County, located about 60 miles southwest of Minneapolis. Authorities have been trying to piece together a timeline of the events that began early Saturday when police were first called to Hoffman's home following reports of gunfire. After responding, officers began conducting wellness checks on other lawmakers. They encountered the suspect at Hartman's residence, where
they were there when he was there.
Yeah, he reportedly opened fire on cops when they showed up before fleeing the scene. Bolter allegedly impersonated a police officer. He wore a latex mask to disguise his identity during at least one of the attacks.
And Mike Lee thinks this is all hilarious.
Well, Mike Lee thinks he must be a Marxist. A friend told reporters that Bolter texted him saying, I'm going to be gone for a while. I may be dead shortly. I just want to let you know I love you guys both, and I wish it hadn't gone this way. Well, then why did you do it? And I'm sorry for all the trouble this has caused.
And his wife was arrested, too.
Bolter's wife.
She was found with, like, a bunch of guns and passport. And they have 5 kids. The mom was arrested without the kid, and they're like minor children.
Yeah.
So, like, they were going to ditch the kids and run away?
I don't know.
We need more information.
Utah leaders reacted to the shooting of the Minnesota legislators as we are heartbroken and outraged, said Utah Senate Minority Leader Luz Escamilla and House Minority Leader Representative Angela Romero. Escamilla and Romero said that they'd worked on some issues with Hortman, who they said was a strong voice for equity, environmental justice, and the most vulnerable in her state. She was a fierce advocate for reproductive rights and for all Minnesotans, they added. Her loss is immeasurable. Political violence and hate have no place in our democracy, they continued. No one, elected or not, should ever fear for their safety when expressing their beliefs or serving their communities. Angela Romero issued a separate statement in her role as president of the National Hispanic Caucus of State Legislators. We witness this every day through the work of members of our caucus in all corners of the country, and it is unconscionable to think that they should be in danger for representing their neighbors in our state capitals. I know Spencer Cox, Governor Cox, called the Minnesota attacks a heartbreaking reminder of what happens when we allow hatred to replace our shared humanity. He said, in a free society, disagreement is inevitable, but violence is not. We must recommit to the virtues that hold us together and to the conviction that every person, regardless of politics, deserves our respect. Other leaders in Utah weighed in on the situation, and all gave condolences, except for one person, and that was Mike Lee.
Yeah, of course.
Senator Mike Lee, who said, well, this guy was a Marxist, and then he called this Nightmare on Wall Street.
Like Tim Walz.
Tim Walz is the governor of Minnesota, and Mike
Lee thinks he's funny.
He thinks it's kind of funny. You know, it's Nightmare on Wall Street.
And regardless of the political leanings of this person and his motivations, this is not anything to joke about.
No. And Mike Lee calling him a Marxist is really rich, because I have my doubts as to whether Mike Lee knows what a Marxist is.
I have a lot of doubts of what Mike Lee actually knows.
Fashion designer Arthur Folasa Alu, 39 years old, shot and killed during the protest in Salt Lake on Saturday. He died in the hospital from his injuries. The incident began when a sergeant assigned to the Salt Lake Police Department Motor Squad reported hearing gunfire near 151 South State Street. The officers moved quickly to secure the scene and search for any active threats. They found a man who had been shot and immediately began life-saving efforts. The shooting reportedly occurred during the No Kings protest against Donald Trump's administration. This was here in downtown Salt Lake, of course. Alu received emergency care, but despite those efforts, he died at the hospital. According to authorities, Alu was an innocent bystander participating in the demonstration. He was not the intended target of the gunfire, the cause of his death being determined by the Utah Medical Examiner's office. At around 8 p.m., officers and detectives flagged down. They found a suspect, Arturo Gamboa, armed and dressed in black with a black mask, crouching among a group of people. He had a gunshot wound, and he was transported to the hospital. Two men identified as peacekeeping team members at the protest, at the scene, reported to detectives seeing suspicious behavior from Mr. Gamboa before the shooting, claiming that they saw Gamboa move away from the crowd and into a secluded area behind a wall, pull out an AR-15 style rifle from a backpack.
One of my friends was in that march, and before, like when the march began, apparently he was walking next to Gamboa and said he was tweaking out and having some serious issues and mental issues. And I'm grateful for this. They all moved away from him and got a fair amount of distance before this all happened.
These two peacekeeper team members were detained by police. The two that were involved in one of them involved, by shooting. Gamboa did not fatally shoot Alu, but he was charged with murder anyway.
I need someone to explain to me what this peacekeeping thing is, because there were police officers there. They said they were peacekeepers that had like fluorescent
vests,
vests on.
yeah.
Who are they? I
don't know.
I need to know.
Yeah, who were they hired? Were they?
Or were they just like civilians with?
I'm going to be a peacekeeper.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
don't know. A grand parade celebrating the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army barreled down Constitution Avenue in Washington with tanks and troops and flyovers on Saturday to the beat of off and on rainfall. The event coincided with Donald Trump's 79th birthday. He sat alongside Melania in a special viewing area near the White House. The day was marked by these No Kings protests across the country, millions of people turning out.
I gotta say, a shout out to Subtronics, the show I went to this weekend. On Saturday. His first drop and opening was No Kings.
Where was the
No
show?
Kings Mother Effer. It was over at Saltaire. It was a big show, super fun, and he's one that walks and marches in his own state.
Oh, okay.
So it was really cool to see him open with that and support all of us.
Yeah.
There were a lot of empty seats apparently on the parade route, and then Donald Trump used a lot of inappropriate music, including "Fortunate Son" as one of the great songs. That
And
they
I
played.
don't think this was an honor for the military at all.
No.
No, I think it was just
This was for Trump.
to stroke his ego. Jeff Goldblum joined Thursday's edition of Late Night with Seth Meyers to promote his latest jazz album, only to reveal that he encountered his lifelong idol at a recent Broadway performance of George Clooney's play Good Night and Good Luck. I saw the great George Clooney and his wonderful play. Very, very important. Very great. Very, very. And I found out shortly before we went, guess who else was going to be there?
Who?
Paul.
Paul.
Paul McCartney.
Oh.
Paul McCartney. I mean, I've never met Paul McCartney.
I thought everybody had met Paul McCartney.
I was so excited. And then, sure enough, after the play, I was looking, and we both got a chance to go backstage and meet George and the cast, and I saw him. I saw Paul in the flesh for the first time ever, and there he was, and my golly, I was very starstruck. Goldblum has starred in some of the highest-grossing movies of all time, including, of course, Jurassic Park, Guardians of the Galaxy. He's also a fervent musician who came of age when the Beatles conquered the world and said, Paul he means a lot to me. He said, and then they were taking pictures, and he saw me, and he was very, very nice, and he said, now this is bragging, I shouldn't do it, but he said, hey, Jeff Goldblum. I love Jeff Goldblum.
See?
Come here, Jeff. Let's take a picture and all
Look at
that
that.
stuff. Oh, it made my life. It made my career. I tell you. He continued.
I believe you.
Goldblum, arguably one of the most distinct manners of speaking and an effusive personality that has made for some of the funniest talk show appearances over the years. On Thursday, he jokingly presented Myers with his own refined jaywalking technique. What?
I guess
Okay.
you'd have to see that.
I guess that's
a visual.
Yeah.
That's a visual. That's a visual.
That's a visual.
All right, that's it.
Sports weather traffic.
Well, Utah Warriors. That's our
Yeah.
professional rugby team.
Yes.
Ooh, rugby.
yeah.
It's very exciting.
They beat Seattle 23-21, which means they are hosting the West Finals.
A sound thumping.
The Seattle Seawolves is who they beat. So congratulations to them. Real Salt Lake also won. They had a 7-game losing streak. They beat DC United 2-0 over the weekend. In the NBA Finals, you've got the series tied at 2 apiece. Pacers and Thunder today at 6:30. And NHL, Panthers 5, Oilers 2 from their final on the 14th. They play again next tomorrow at 6 o'clock. That is your sports weather. Hot in the studio, although I feel like maybe it's turned on.
Maybe.
73 right now on the outside. High of 93 expected today. Overnight low 65. Tomorrow 87. Wednesday 93. And brace yourself for Thursday. We're going to get over 100. 102 on Thursday, it looks like. It's days away, Bill. Don't worry about it now. Just worry about how you're feeling right this minute.
According to the temperature gauge that I downloaded onto my phone, the temperature has gone down about 8 degrees.
Yeah, I think the air kicked on a little bit.
I hope so.
Traffic, we have a crash northbound Bangor Highway 35th South, milepost 19. Crash northbound I-15, I-15, 215 junction in Salt Lake, right shoulder affected there. And somebody says, huge pile of dirt, southbound I-15 Woods Cross area. Thank you. Huge pile of dirt. You need some dirt? You got a hole in your yard you want to fill
Huge!
up? Let us know what else you're seeing on the roads. 33986 is where you do that. Experience the Utah Arts Festival June 19th through the 22nd at Library Square, featuring legendary performers, including Leftover Salmon, Robert Randolph, Souls of Mischief, Grammy nominee MV Caldera. Get tickets at uaf.org.
All right, coming up after these messages, we are going to have a nice little check-in from Carrie. It's not going to be live, unfortunately, but he did send me some voice memos.
Okay.
And some photos that we'll have for you for what he's been doing in Korea.
You mean Carrie Jackson? Is that who you're talking about?
I sure do,
Okay.
yeah. So coming up after these messages.
I do. I have
one of these.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
Now, this might be an exclusionary list.
Okay. What do you mean?
Well, it's sentences that only those who lived through the 80s will understand.
Okay.
Okay. Number one, don't forget to rewind that tape before you take it back to the video store.
Please be kind.
Be kind, rewind.
And rewind.
Yes.
Mom, can I go to the arcade to play Space Invaders?
No.
Here, I made you a mixtape and I hand wrote all the track listing on it.
Well, yeah.
I got the phone. You can hang up.
Oh, yeah, extensions.
That never happens.
Extension
anymore.
lines.
That's true.
Mom, I got it. You can hang up.
You know, go back even further. When I was growing up, we had we shared a line with other households and other
did?
homes.
Party line.
Party line. Thank you. I
Oh.
couldn't remember the term. We had a party line, and so
There was one phone line that was shared between like 4 houses. And so you'd pick it up and you'd listen. You know, oh, well, Marge, when you're done, I need
you
to...
weren't supposed to eavesdrop on other people, and
But
they
you
could tell.
could, probably.
Well, no, they could tell you were
Oh.
there. They could tell you were there. So, anyway, go ahead.
Oh, I hope my Walkman batteries last through this whole trip.
Yeah.
Walkman.
Don't forget to set the VCR to record your show. Saturday morning, I spent all my time watching He-Man and Thundercats.
Well, that's not inaccurate because they weren't on Saturday morning. They were on in the afternoons, Monday through Friday. They were never a Saturday morning staple. They were not network. They were syndicated. Thank you.
Well, I could have been on in the morning somewhere, I guess.
I have to blow on my Nintendo cartridge to make it work. Katie's saying yes.
Was it
to
got
that.
dust in it or something?
Yeah.
Is that what?
If you don't blow them off, the connections aren't clean.
My fashion statement includes leg warmers and shoulder pads. Yes.
Yep.
Waiting for MTV to premiere my favorite music video is a big deal. I remember when Michael Jackson's Thriller came out. Like,
it was
day.
It was a week-long build-up.
It was all anybody could talk
Yeah.
about, and you had to rush home.
Now, don't we feel foolish now?
I can't decide which movie to rent at the video store, Breakfast Club or Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
Or just going to the video store with no clear idea in mind what you wanted, and then just kind of trying to browse through things. I didn't care for doing that at all.
My first computer game was played on a floppy disk and had pixelated graphics. Recording songs off the radio.
Yeah.
You wanted your favorite song and you record it off the radio.
People used to record our station all the time, KJQ, and then X96 to a certain extent, and send the tapes to missionaries in the field.
Yes.
And finally, the sound of dial-up internet, or not being able to use your phone because you were using your phone line.
You
to
probably
dial
have
it
that
in.
sound effect somewhere handy,
Yeah,
don't you,
I guess
Gary?
so, Gary, I got
that, I kind of always liked that sound.
I still enjoy that.
Maybe we should use it for something. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, look, my AOL disc just came in the mail. Again.
And kids, you couldn't use the phone and the computer at the same time.
Nope.
Because that's the line you were using.
All right.
There you go. That's just a
Well,
little.
thank you.
That's just a little.
All right.
A little something.
$8:46, and we've got a couple of messages from Carrie.
A couple. So let's play now.
Did he text you something?
So we worked this out on this weekend where he wanted to call in, but I guess they have a quiet time at 10 o'clock where he's not allowed to call.
Okay.
So he sent these voice memos in, and they have a couple of photos to go with these.
Now we haven't heard these. You've heard them.
You
right?
two have not heard
We
these.
have not heard them.
I have.
So play one of them, and
Okay.
then we'll comment on it.
Here is the first one.
Greetings, everyone. If you're hearing this, we have left Busan. We are alive and we have left Busan. This report brought to you by King Whiskey. King Whiskey, ladies and gentlemen.
There's a picture at x96.com.
Ask for it by name. The bad news is it's terrible and will blind you, possibly kill you. The good news is there's a lot of it.
No, that's the bad news.
Oh,
There's a lot of it.
Is that the bad?
That's the bad news.
Look, all I know is that I went in and saw the King Whiskey bottle and it said, "Where's the rest of the six-pack?" That's all I remember. Yes, Busan, where the train to Busan is not filled with zombies, it's filled with sushi. And all you have to do is sit next to it and get fed continuously. And it's very inexpensive because it's not real money here. So,
what?
Also, my plan to bring meat products into Japan, they saw ahead of it and they have prohibited it, just so you know. Let's see. Oh, our first night we went to the Homak bar and had hodok, which is this delicious doughy confection thing filled with like powdered brown sugar and apples. And for some reason they served it with a side of tortilla chips and ketchup.
No. It was their version of chips and salsa, but for some reason it was like ketchup-y salsa.
It was ketchup.
It was weird.
You're being too kind. Hang on just a second.
So that was the first one that he sent over to me.
Hodok. Now,
did you look it up?
I was going to though.
Hodok.
HODUC maybe.
I don't know.
Hodok Fook. No, that's Deputy Prime Minister of Vietnam. Hodok. No.
That's not how you spell it?
I guess not.
Hodok Korean. Yeah, maybe this is it. Yeah, here it is.
Okay, what is it?
Korean sweet pancakes. Let's see. They are, one of the most popular Korean street snacks. They're particularly popular in winter, introduced by Chinese immigrants in the early 1900s in Korea. They are typically stuffed with dark brown sugar, cinnamon powder, some nuts, seeds.
Yeah, that's good.
They also have savory ones.
But I don't know why they would serve it with chips and ketchup.
Yeah, I don't know. Or salsa that tastes like ketchup. That sounds horrible.
Yeah.
In my opinion. Okay.
Well, it sounds so. The King Whiskey that interests me. Because I'm guessing, and he didn't say. Carrie didn't say, but I'm guessing not only is it very plentiful, but it's cheap.
Probably.
I'll bet it's cheap.
I bet it is.
So you take the chance of being blinded or killed.
Yeah, no big deal. It's fine.
That's
It's
fine. All
Okay, what's the next
All
one?
right, here is the second one.
So in Busan, we were looking for a place to eat, and Artie Fufkin said that Korea is known for its barbecue, and I informed Artie. I think he's mistaken. I think he's thinking of Kansas City because they both begin with K. No, we had more meat in one night than I've had in quite some time, and it's still with us. I won't get into those details. It's still with us. Then, of course, the next morning we went to the Busan Fish Market where we made some friends, and I got to choose who lives and who dies because, that's always been my my dream. I pointed at this giant alien creature and he was delicious, or she was delicious. I don't know. I never got to know them, but fabulous. And of course, the gach was nice and fresh. He had a lot of great adventures. Speaking of Artie Fufkin, went to an Artie Fufkin cat museum. Did you know he has several locations throughout the world?
It's an Artie Fufkin
cat cafe.
I didn't know
not
that.
Museum.
Yeah.
It was sad, but kind of cool at the same time.
It was a rescue.
It was a rescue
'Cause
situation.
kitties need to be rescued all over the world.
Yes. Then we went to one of these big markets, of course, where they have them all over town, where you can get some wonderful food prepared for you right in front of you. Just delicious. And then we went to a nice little park, and we left Busan in one piece after riding over the ocean in this, what do you call this?
A glass bottom.
It's
cable car.
Gondola.
That's it. Yeah.
Gondola. Yeah, it's like the gondolas. It was pretty cool. So we successfully left Busan, and there's some pictures there I sent to Katie of the skyline and all that. We have made it to Seoul, and we'll report in later. This is the King Whiskey Flower Hour coming to you, not live, from Korea. Thank you.
That picture that we had at x96.com/live, it looks like Carrie's wearing a bib or
it was captioned bib or apron when Sue sent that to me.
That's what I was trying to figure out, is if it was a bib or an apron.
So
it looks like an apron, but it could be a. Yeah. Well, I don't blame him. I mean, yeah.
That looks like one of those places where you cook your own meat.
I think it's a Korean barbecue.
Yeah,
place.
there's
a hot pot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Korea. Artie Fufkin is right. Korea is known for its barbecue.
Yes.
Very
Korea, known for
Korea,
barbecue.
yeah. Korea. Well, it sounds like he's doing okay.
He seems to be having fun. He's going to send us some more check-ins throughout this week and next.
If you're missing Kerry Jackson, he will be back in time for our
event.
Our event going on, which I should have had the information.
It's our Not Safe for Work podcast at Salt Lake Acting Company.
Correct.
It's on Saturday the 29th.
Sunday the 29th. Sunday the 29th.
Yeah, I mean Sunday the 29th.
Yep.
And it's an afternoon performance of the Mormon Housewives show that they're doing,
Mm-hmm.
and it's one of those Salt Lake Acting Company is famous for their summer parody.
You have
shows.
been. I've
been in one. Yeah. As a matter of fact, there is video of me. Is that posted yet?
No, you told me to wait. So I waited.
Okay. There's video of me in their show, their summer show. This was I don't know, 15 years ago or something like that.
It's quite wonderful.
I was surprised when I saw it.
I loved it.
It's Bill and Drag.
It's me as there was a legislator at the time. Her name was Enid Green, and she.
Enid Green Waldholtz, Bill.
Well, she got married, much to my dismay because I had a crush on her.
Oh.
And she got pregnant by her husband, Joe Waldholtz. And it turned out that Joe was a criminal.
Mm-hmm.
He was a criminal and a swindler, and it was very sad. And I talked to Enid actually sometime after all of that, and it really broke her heart. But she did get out. She did get a very charming child out of it. But it's me as Enid Green, pregnant, doing a dance.
It's so good.
And it's just weird.
But if you want to join us on June 29th, if you go to x96.com, there's a rotating banner at the top. You can click on that. You can do two things with that. Mm-hmm. You can enter to win an online contest to win a VIP table for 4. You can also purchase tickets. I would just maybe enter and buy the tickets.
Might as
just
well.
make sure you're there. What the fun thing about Salt Lake Acting Company is you can bring a picnic.
Yeah.
And with that picnic, you can bring any sort of beverage you would like.
During the show, you can have sandwiches and drink wine and have cheese and crackers.
I love
and
that.
All of that stuff.
And we're going to do a Not Safe for Work podcast recording
Correct.
before the show.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
So go get tickets for that.
All right.
All right. Coming up after these messages and a song, we're going to have the Boner recap, and you could call in and win. What could they win?
Tickets to see Pierce the Veil. Ooh. They're coming Friday, June 20th to Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater with Sleeping with Sirens and Beach Weather. That's a big show.
That's a great show.
See that veil? It needs piercing.
Yeah.
I'm hoping I'm going to go to that show.
Yeah,
Vic Fuentes, the lead singer of Pierce the Veil, been one of my biggest crushes for a long time.
Okay.
So Pierceville tickets for Boner Recap, you can call in right now, 877-602-9696. The earlier you call, the better chance you have of winning these tickets. Also, Gina, traffic.
Yeah, nothing been reported in the last 45 minutes or so. This northbound Bangor Highway crash 35th South, that might still be an issue. Perhaps you can let me know. Infiniteam, text me. 33986 is where you do that. Tired of paying too much for concerts? Experience great live music and enjoy adult beverages without paying stupid prices at Salt Lake's coolest venues. Don't miss Trombone Shorty and Orleans Avenue, Tuesday, June 17th at Sandy Amphitheater. Get tickets at thestateroompresents.com.
Perfect. All right. Again, Boner Recap coming up after these, 877-602-9696. The earlier you call, the better chance you have of winning those Pierce the Veil tickets. Stockton 12 Honda, Bill.
Yes, Stockton 12 Honda, your neighborhood Honda dealer. For over 25 years now, Stockton 12 Honda has been in business. I've bought cars from them in the past. I will buy cars from them in the future. As a matter of fact, I don't see any point in going anyplace else to buy a car than Stockton 12 Honda. Also, their service department. They really have a terrific service department at Stockton 12 Honda. They have same-day service available. Call today. You can probably get in today. And also, Stockton 12 Honda has service specials. So you can go to Stockton 12, that's the number 12, Stockton, the number 12, Honda.com, see all of the service specials for the month, and then schedule the service that you need. And also, they have mobile repair service available. They come to you. Give them a call or see Stockton 12, that's Stockton, the number 12, Honda.com for more details. Check out the Honda Express service. It's quick, easy, and affordable. Stockton 12 Honda. They're in the Southtown Auto Mall in Sandy. I have a list here. That's these are things that people argue about food and cooking.
Food. Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, well, here, let me introduce it properly.
It's Radio from Hell with another list, because people love a good list. X96.
These are apparently things that people argue about all the time when it comes to food and food preparation.
Okay.
So how do you answer this one, you guys? Does cooking really burn off all the alcohol when you use like wine and as an ingredient? Does it really burn off all the alcohol?
Not all of it.
I was told it does
And
by
it
restaurants.
And it depends.
You're pretty much right, Carrie. I think it says that depends on the cooking method and the time. Cooking for an hour can reduce alcohol by around 25%. But, for instance, simmering a dish for 30 minutes can remove only about 35% of the alcohol. Longer cooking times lead to further reductions. But if you are trying to avoid alcohol, you're still going to get some, no matter what.
So when the last time I was here, I told a story about ordering beer-battered ribs at the Mayan that's since closed. As a child, are you telling me I got wasted?
Possibly.
Well, not wasted, but you had beer. How to safely enjoy leftover rice.
Okay.
If you,
we always make fried rice out of that.
a lot of people think that it's not safe to eat rice the next day. You should just throw it away.
Oh, no. You keep it.
But it is, you, as long as you follow proper guidelines, when storing and reheating, you can then reuse it. It won't dry out. Make sure you can actually put a little water in it to try to keep it from drying out overnight.
I wet a paper towel and I put it over
There you go.
a piece of Tupperware, and then I microwave the rice again.
Is eating raw cookie dough bad for you?
No.
Yes.
I do it all the time.
Well, we're going to
Well-
fight Kerry Jackson.
According to the Centers for Disease Control,
Well, you're not supposed to, according to them. Yeah.
eating raw cookie dough is never safe to do.
Ever.
Raw cookie dough usually contains raw flour, raw eggs, which can in turn contain germs that make people sick. To be on the safe side, you should never eat raw cookie dough, and you should follow the CDC's guidelines for baking cookies safely.
Well, obviously raw eggs are bad. What's the problem with raw flour? I've never heard that before.
It can have salmonella in it too.
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I've never wanted to eat raw flour.
Have
But
a spoonful of flour.
Sure. With some
now-
cottage cheese.
So this guy says
his family ate raw cookie dough regularly, as Carrie had, and I did too.
Yeah.
It said if you have pasteurized eggs, then it's not as dangerous.
Oh, well, we just got them from the hens out back when I was a kid.
Oh.
Should tomatoes...
So I should be dead, is what you're saying?
Hold on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Should tomatoes be kept in the refrigerator or on the counter?
Counter.
Refrigerator.
You think refrigerator, Nick?
I mean, I like them chilled at the very least.
Tomatoes stored at room temperature are the most flavorful when eaten fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Refrigerated tomatoes are still okay for cooking, but they get mushy and they don't taste as good. I mean, if you're just trying to put a tomato in a salad, for instance,
so that's okay.
It's not going to taste, but it's not going to taste as good if it's been in the refrigerator.
No,
all right.
It won't hurt you, but it's just not as good. Raw chicken, do you rinse it or not rinse it?
You don't.
You do. I'm going to take the opposite.
You're going to say
position.
you do.
Yeah.
Okay, why not?
People used to say, and I remember cooking like a whole chicken. They'd say rinse it off before you do anything. Well, they've now said no. Washing meat and poultry to remove dirt and slime, fat, or blood may have been appropriate decades ago, but now the modern food safety system doesn't require it. And in fact, washing raw meat and poultry can cause bacteria to spread onto other kitchen surfaces. So if there's bacteria on it and you rinse it, the splashes and all of that, it gets on other stuff. You put it in the oven to cook it, it'll kill the bacteria.
Well, I'm 0 for 3 right now.
Has your cheese got the blues? Mold? Is that a good thing or a bad thing for cheese?
I don't know why you would ask this question unless it was somehow a good thing.
It's not a bad thing.
Well, French Roquefort, Camembert, Italian Gorgonzola, they rely on mold to help them mature. There's a lot of mold in them, but it's delicious. But not all mold is your friend. If your previously yellow cheese is sporting some new green or white developments,
that's a problem.
You should probably throw it away,
Yeah.
or at least cut the mold off. It's safe to cut the mold off as long as it doesn't have veins or anything.
You can't cut the mold off most food items, though. Why would you be able to do that with cheese?
I don't know.
It's the process of how they make cheese.
I told this off air. My muffins went moldy the other day. You got to throw away the whole thing. Same with produce or vegetables.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, if mold was on the top part of your piece of white bread, you could
cut the mold off.
You could conceivably, cut that off and eat the rest of the bread.
I've done that.
Can you?
Did either of you have a food handler's permit at any time?
No.
I did. How do I? Why do
I don't know what to tell you.
Okay.
Can you keep butter on the countertop?
Yes.
Or do you have to keep it in the fridge?
You can keep it on the countertop.
Countertop's fine.
Yeah. Somebody says butter was invented long before we had refrigerators. Don't leave safety up to debate, though. It says, make sure if you have any questions, you contact experts.
Wasn't the whole point of this article to debate?
Well, we did.
But it's not up to debate.
Well, somebody's always wrong, and it's usually you.
You're so mean when you're drunk, Nick.
I'm going insane.
You're just
this morning.
I can't be around you when you drink. We need to talk.
Is this the show?
Can we get some help for him?
We've hoped you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
That was supposed to be an intervention, Nick, and it didn't work.
It didn't work out.
The classic food debate intervention tactic.
Did not work out. All right.
9:05.
Fred and Draper says, did you know that on this day in 1984,
No.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood had their second UK #1 single with Two Tribes. It stayed at #1 for 9 weeks.
And it was a
Wow.
favorite song in Draper.
And Draper.
Yeah. Now we need a contestant to
Yes.
play the Boner recap. 877-602-9696 is the number. What's the prize?
Catch Pierce the Veil Friday, June 20th at Utah First Credit Union Amphitheater with Sleeping with Sirens and Beach Weather. This is a huge show. You can find out ticket information at x96.com, or you could win some from us right now, 877-602-9696.
I was while we're waiting for a call, I just saw this story here. Breeds of dog that are most likely to get diarrhea.
Uh-oh.
And I'm looking at some of the breeds here, and it's a miniature poodle, a cavapoo, and a cockapoo. They got poo in their name.
It's right there.
Poo right in their name. Why? Of course, it just stands to reason they would get diarrhea, doesn't it? And let's see then. While we're waiting for a call,
We're getting one on hold right now.
I have this: thieves will not stop stealing this peculiar street sign. Cheeky thieves keep stealing street signs for Daddy Hole Lane. It's a place in England called Daddy Hole Lane.
And Cheeky Thieves is a great band name, by the way.
And people are stealing this sign for Daddy Hole Lane because we're all 14. We're all 14 years old. That's why we're stealing this stupid sign.
It's in everybody's bedroom.
Look at Daddy Hole Lane.
Get it?
All right. Looks like we've got a contestant.
Who?
Ryan. Ryan, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah, Ryan, I'm sorry. It's too late. We can't.
No, it is not. It's just
isn't?
fine.
No.
Oh, it's Ryan can play the game?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, sweet.
Sweet it is, Ryan. What are you doing?
Oh, man. So I'm a heavy equipment operator, and I'm just driving her. It's like running a monster truck all over the place.
You're running some heavy equipment today. I hope you didn't take any antihistamines or anything like that, because you're not.
No.
You're not supposed to take
Yes.
antihistamines and then operate heavy machinery. It says so
Uh-oh.
right on the bottle. What kind of a heavy machinery do you operate?
It's a front end loader. Just a big front end loader.
All right, cool. So, tell me your name again.
Ryan.
Ryan. Okay, Ryan.
Mhm.
Now, Ryan, what I'm going to do here for you, buddy, is I'm going to...
I didn't know you and Ryan were buddies.
We're pals. We're buds. We
No,
go
we're
way
buds.
back. We go way back. Me and Ryan, he does the front end loader, and I...
You
and
do the
I,
back end?
No, I... Hey, now. Hey. Daddy Hole Lane. We're all 14 here.
Yes.
We're all 14.
Yep.
Ryan, I'm going to read these boner candidates. You tell me which one of these three was the winner, and you'll get those tickets to see Pierce the Veil and
Sleeping with Sirens and Beach Weather.
and Daddy Hole Lane and Cheeky Thieves.
Cool.
Thieves.
Yeah, cool. So did you hear the boner candidates earlier?
Nope, I sure didn't.
Did you cheat?
So no, I didn't do that either.
Wow.
Okay.
I don't know what you're going to tell me.
All right.
I think you're going to get this just fine.
Listen carefully then.
Okay.
Boner candidate
All right.
number 1. You don't kill a werewolf with a wooden stake to the heart. You need a silver bullet. Everybody knows that. This is a story of a guy in Salt Lake booked into the Salt Lake County Jail after police say he assaulted a victim. He claimed that this person he assaulted was a werewolf, and he was going to put a wooden stake through his heart, which wouldn't have done him any good at all if he was a werewolf. And then there's boner candidate number 2. If they kick RJ out of the legislature, who's going to protect our kids from drag queens and transsexuals? This is a legislator in South Carolina. RJ May is his name. He was caught with a whole bunch of kiddie porn on his computers and stuff like that. Just really inappropriate, awful stuff. And now they're talking about kicking him out of the legislature because of this. Well, if they kick him out of the legislature, how's he going to protect us against transsexuals and drag queens, huh? And then boner candidate number 3, Mike Lee, proves what an awful person he is. You heard about this shooting in Minnesota. A Minnesota senator and her husband shot to death. 2 others injured by a madman. And Mike Lee thinks he's really being funny when he says, you know, the guy who shot him, he's a Marxist. Well, he's not. And he also said
This is really bad. This looks really bad for what is it? Nightmare on Wall Street.
Yeah.
He's making a joke about this shooting, and it's just inappropriate. So, who was the winner? Do you think, Ryan?
I'm gonna say a 3. Number 3.
Mike
Lee.
You are correct.
Excellent choice.
You are correct. Mike Lee, and I hope that's the only time that the people who voted for him, I hope that's the only time they vote for him, is on the Boner candidate.
It should be.
All right, Ryan. Ryan, you get the Pierce the Veil tickets. Congratulations. Thanks for playing along. Yes, it is cool.
All right, hang on the line, Ryan.
Hang on, Ryan.
Hey.
It's hot.
It's so hot. It's hard to focus.
Daddy Hole Lane.
Cheeky.
That's just cheeky. I'm going to steal that sign. It says Daddy Hole Lane.
My goodness.
I'm 14.
Yeah, we never age here.
The particular, by the way, if you wonder why it's named Daddy Hole Lane,
I was going to ask.
Yes.
Nick By, a recent cabinet counselor in this town, said the peculiar name is believed to go back to Old English times, where daddy was a name for the devil.
Oh,
they would call
Devil Hole?
Yeah.
That's another good. Devil Hole's be a good name.
And it's local myths say that a devil came to live in a cave at the bottom of the nearby cliffs in the town.
Oh, the story gets better.
One local said it might be devil worshippers who are stealing the sign, but I think it just gets taken because we're 14.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. But I'd forgotten that they referred to the devil as Old Daddy a lot of times.
I never knew that, to be honest.
I knew Old Scratch. I know that.
Old Scratch, Daddy. There are many names for the devil.
All right. Well.
Is that it?
I think so.
Okay, then let's take a break.
Yeah, it's not it.
No, it's not it.
We're here for another 45 minutes.
Unfortunately.
Don't
worry, Bill. We'll make it through.
Fortunately,
we're still here.
People get to have 45
You're
more
right.
minutes
It's
of this.
just hot in here. All right. Coming up after these messages, it's Big Boy News and Opinioendo. Stick around.
You know, I could have maybe had better boner candidates.
Oh, those are good. Why?
Well, I mean, listen. I mean, I still have in that. So I have a little file that says boner on deck. That's where I put the ones that I'm.
That's where
considering.
they're warming up.
Okay, yeah, that's the ones I'm considering. Listen to some of these titles, and then maybe I'll tell you about a couple of them. Woman names newborn son methamphetamine rules.
That one kind of speaks for itself.
Yeah, well, it's not what you think.
Oh.
Yeah. Woman spreads dead brother's ashes in a packed club pool in Ibiza. Police officer... No, I don't want to do that one. How about Gilbert Arenas podcast slams Utah. Moved the Jazz to Seattle, he says. And it's pretty... It's just him slamming Utah.
Okay.
Aussie man fined over $2,000 for taking his pet python surfing.
I have questions.
He was just on a surfboard and the python was around his neck.
And so he's like, look at me.
If you fall and the python
Yeah, that's why he got fined.
Exactly.
Yeah. Teen dresses up as married woman to rob bank.
How do you dress up as a married woman?
As you can see, I'm married.
I'm a giant.
I'm here to take money out of my husband's account.
I think that's exactly what he did.
My husband.
Yeah. Teacher cuts girl's hair without permission. Now here's one you really might want to hear this one.
Okay.
Trump aide Cassidy Hutchison claims Rudy Giuliani groped her on January 6th.
I believe it.
Yeah.
And you want to hear?
I saw the Borat movie, so
You want to hear any of these? How about let's woman names newborn son methamphetamine.
Yeah, when you're saying it's not what you think, I'm curious what that means.
Yeah, and I've had this in the file for a few days. It's New South Wales, Australia. An Australian journalist, Kirsten Drysdale, is currently in a newborn bliss bubble, having recently welcomed her child with her husband, Chris. There's just one problem. Her son's legal name is Methamphetamine Rules.
What?
The New South Wales...
Well, that's just too hard to spell. He's going to have a hard time in kindergarten spelling.
Well, they call him MR. The Registry of Birth, Deaths, and Marriages
Now, see, so you think, oh, well, she's the boner candidate, right, for naming her kid? No, that's not where it is. The registry let the name slip through the cracks during its submission process, despite offensive terms being prohibited. A spokesperson told News.com that they've since strengthened their system to avoid it happening again. Okay, mistakes happen, but why would Drysdale name her child Methamphetamine Rules to begin with? She is a TV presenter and been working on a story which aims to investigate the answers to viewers' burning questions. One of them was, what can I legally name my baby? While researching for the story, the heavily pregnant Drysdale was trying to decipher what the register default names a child if a parent's first submission is rejected.
Okay.
And she wasn't getting a clear answer from the government. She was about to give birth. She decided this was perfect timing to take matters into her own hands as part of the story.
Okay.
We thought, what is the most outrageous name we can think of that will definitely not be accepted by the registry?
I see where this is going.
It was really just a lighthearted, curious attempt to get an answer to the question.
Thought for sure they're going to reject this.
Well, imagine Ms. Drysdale's horror when her initial outline submission listing her son's fake name was approved very quickly. Weeks later, Drysdale got quite the push present when the official birth certificate arrived in the mail, and right there on the official birth certificate, Methamphetamine Rules. I don't know how this slipped through, said the manager of the registry. I don't. Possibly they thought methamphetamine was a Greek name, said the reporter. They haven't really given us a clear answer how this happened.
Hi.
So
my name's Methamphetamine Rules, but you can just call me Meth.
It's
that's interesting.
I know, and so the registry would have been the boner candidate there. I don't. So now I'm going to have to, and then the Rudy Giuliani one is just.
9:17, almost 9:18, and it is time for some big boy news and opinioendo brought to you by
Cascade Collision Repair, Utah's leader for certified repairs. Get a free estimate online at cascadecollision.com or in person, including the newest location in West Valley.
I got this notice in the mail from Salt Lake City Public Utilities. Upcoming changes to your public utility rates.
Oh, lovely.
And as part of Salt Lake City's annual budget process, we've proposed new rates to make sure that they are fair, affordable, and fund our generational infrastructure projects and support Salt Lake City's needs. There's other verbiage on here. It says, what should I expect? Starting July 1st, 2025, your water, sewer, stormwater, and street lighting rates will be changing. So I'm hoping that they're going down.
That's
what
a
I'm.
big. Do you
That's
think
a high
some,
hope.
some people are hoping they're going?
There's nothing in here that says they're raising them.
But
It says
they are.
they're.
No,
It says
they're
they're. It says they're changing.
They're going up.
Yeah.
Hey, why do you have to be so pessimistic? It says right here, and on the other side, it says it in Spanish.
Oh, well then.
They're changing. Not once does it
Are
say.
they hoping that
they're
people will think
that's
that
what
maybe it's going
That's what I
down?
wondered. Why don't they just be? I said, why don't you
Maybe
just be
people
direct?
won't notice.
Why don't you just be direct about it and say, unfortunately, rates are going up. But
Yeah.
no, they're changing.
Yeah.
We want to we want to soften the blow somehow, I guess. Let's see. You like the Honey Bunches of Oats?
Sure.
You like
Yeah.
that cereal?
I do.
How often do you eat it?
I have purchased it several times a year, actually.
Really?
It was my dad's cereal all the time, every
Your
morning.
dad invented that cereal?
No, but he ate it every morning for like 27 years.
You know, I never eat cereal. Never.
I eat cereal all the time.
Post Consumer Brands LLC has issued a recall for select boxes of Honey Bunches of Oats because the cereal may be contaminated with foreign material, specifically metal, that's not good.
No.
Honey Bunches of metal is not it's not really tasty. In total, more than 5,300 cartons of Post Honey Bunches of Oats with almonds and metal are being recalled due to potential metal contamination.
So I buy the Honey Bunches of Oats, but if I go to Trader Joe's, They have vanilla oat clusters, which are better than honey bunches of oats.
They just, I forgot that there was a Trader Joe's that just opened up on 21st South and like 7th.
Yeah, there's no parking. Sorry.
I am so excited
I'm
to
kidding.
go there.
There's no parking.
Yeah, you have to park at like D's.
There is no. Oh, by the way, I want to applaud the D's there on the corner of 21st South and 7th East because they have a revolving sign that they keep working all the time.
Yeah, that used to be the go-to place after the haunted house, the nights.
We used to go to the one on South Temple.
Down here,
North Temple. It was on North Temple.
Yeah.
Now it's a bunker of some sort. King Charles III has bestowed the honor of knighthood on the Who singer Roger Daltrey.
Sir Roger. I'm surprised that hasn't happened.
Sir Roger, after being recognized for his service to music and charity, referring to his patronage of the UK's Teenage Cancer Trust. He's been overseeing its annual fundraising concert series at the Royal Albert Hall since 2000. Steve Winwood, 10cc's Graham Gouldman, and musical star Elaine Page have also received honors in Charles III's birthday list. It's a wonderful honor for me, especially for Teenage Cancer Trust, Daltrey said. I accept this award not only for myself, but on behalf of all the unsung heroes who have given their energies toward this fine charity. He's 81 years old now. He said in a separate statement that he was planning to celebrate by drinking a bottle of Plonk.
Of what?
It's kind of weird. This honor is really for all unsung heroes. It's a dream come true. And so I'm going to have a bottle of Plonk.
I still don't know what that is.
Plonk. I don't know.
Okay,
Look it up. I suspect it's some really nasty British thing.
It's wine.
Plonk.
Okay.
I'll bet it's good stuff.
Oh, no, wait. What alcohol? Oh, it's rough wine. Plonk. Oh, this is interesting.
Okay.
Plonk is a derogatory term for rough wine of dubious quality. The sort of wine you would only drink if that's all there is.
Right. Sound like King whiskey in South Korea.
I like it. Plonk.
Yeah, bottle of Plonk.
I mean, I don't want any of it. But
How to Train Your Dragon.
How to Train Your Dragon.
It's How to Train Your Dragon. It's How to Train Your Dragon. It's the top of the box office. I don't think there's any real surprise there.
No.
Lilo and Stink.
Lilo and Stink. I mean, great. I like that one better for this new remake.
Lilo and Stink are in second place. Materialists, $12 million in third place. Mission Impossible: The Final Reckoning, number 4, and From the World of John Wick, Ballerina.
I do want to see Ballerina. That one looks pretty good.
Karate Kid.
Karate Kid?
It's Karate Kid Legends. $5 million is in number 6. Final Destination: Bloodlines.
But you're going to see that streaming
tomorrow.
And The Phoenician Scheme is $3 million at number 8. And The Life of Chuck, that's not doing well. Only $2.1 million. I mean, it cracked the top 10, but still. And Sinners still in the top 10.
When is that streaming?
I don't know. I am dying to see it, though.
I think it is.
Is it?
I don't think so. Let me. All right, I'm sorry.
I think Sinners might be available.
Because I've been kind of waiting.
Let's see. The Squid Game has a new trailer out, and it is set to premiere at the end of this month. The third and final season of Squid Game follows Ji-hun after losing his best friend in the game and being driven to utter despair by the frontman, who was hiding his true identity to infiltrate the game. Ji-hun persists with his goal to put an end to the game, while the frontman continues on to his next move, and the surviving player's choices will lead to graver consequences with each round.
I can watch it for $19.99 on Amazon Prime Video.
Yeah.
So on June 3rd, it was released to rent or purchase on all of the streaming, but they're expecting it early July to be on HBO Max.
Okay. You really should see it in the theater.
I wanted to. I don't think it's in theaters still. Is it?
I don't know. It's very good.
I hear that from everybody.
Masters of the Universe. The star. You know who he is. Nicholas Galitzine. Nicholas Galitzine. You could just ask him to be quiet. No? All Anyway, he says it's the role of a lifetime, and he's excited. Well, what?
I'm sorry.
He says it's
It's a role of.
Yeah, it's a role of a lifetime.
So we had the door open because we have a
Yeah.
fan, but there's a bunch of people.
I
out
was
in
just
there.
going to say, why don't you just tell them to
There's
shut
too
up?
many.
There's a
people
lot
to-
out there.
Listen.
There's
I could
activity.
I could
going.
get them all to shut up. I'll bet.
You sure could, Bill.
There's
I know
small,
I
There's
could.
small children out there.
Josh Duhamel reveals why he decided to pursue testosterone replacement therapy.
Let me guess.
It's because he didn't have enough testosterone. I mean, what else would there be?
Yeah.
What other possible
He's
reason?
he is bravely talking about a condition, and he's making it okay for men to explore
Well,
that. I guess.
What do you mean? There's an ad every 5 minutes about testosterone.
But it's not Josh
testosterone.
Duhamel.
Nope.
Duhamel.
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 I don't know.
I think it's
Isn't he married to Fergie?
Duhamel.
They had a kid. He's been
Fergie?
he's been apart from
Oh,
her
not
for
the
a long
not
time.
the queen, not the
No.
not the
No,
Not the
no.
Duchess.
The singer.
I always think of the Duchess for
No.
some reason. And did I tell you about that Daddy Hole sign? I think I did.
I think
didn't
you mentioned it.
Yeah, Daddy Hole. It's a sign, and people steal it because it says Daddy Hole. John Mulaney is really quite angry with people. They have been like being really mean to his wife on
Well, she was
social media.
She was talking about she doesn't let her kids watch kids shows.
Yeah, because she doesn't like
'cause
them.
She doesn't like them, and people have decided to make that a big statement about
I don't get it.
because so here's what it is. Miss Rachel is like a popular kid
Okay.
show.
Like educational
Everybody
kind
loves
of a
Miss.
thing.
Everybody loves Miss Rachel.
Got it.
And I guess she was. I haven't watched it. I don't have little kids anymore. But I guess she was doing some stuff about Gaza and Israel and
okay.
and so somehow people were turning that into Olivia Munn doesn't care about the situation in Gaza.
Oh,
it's really stupid. But they've been like physically threatening to come to their house and.
Leave her alone.
Yeah,
she's had plenty of problems as it is. She doesn't.
She had breast cancer.
Yeah, she went through a lot.
Yeah.
Okay, that's it.
Okay.
Daddy hole.
Weather.
79 outside, hotter than that inside. I'll open the door again. We'll put the fan on. 93 for high today, 87 tomorrow, so a little cooler tomorrow, 93 Wednesday, but boy, Thursday just going to be hot all the way around, 102 expected for Thursday. Now through June 23rd, buy 3 Big O brand tires, get 1 free. Visit your locally owned and operated Big O Tires. Big O Tires, the team you trust.
All right, we've got more coming up after these messages.
One of my favorite follows on Instagram is Rachel's SLC history. Her name's Rachel Quist, and she does a whole Instagram page about history of Salt Lake, and she'll post really cool old pictures of Salt Lake and tell you stories about buildings and stuff.
Okay.
I read this one this morning, and if you go to x96.com/live, there's a picture associated with it.
Oh, there it is.
Here is the story. About 1900, the year 1900, a rumor emerged of an alligator living in Salt Lake City sewers.
What?
Salt Lake Hot Springs Sanitarium was a bathhouse, swimming pool, and spa that used hot spring water piped in from Beck's Hot Spring.
It's where the old Children's Museum
Nope.
is, isn't it?
It was at 52 West Broadway, now the location of Broadway Media. The Salt Lake City Hot Springs Sanitarium was right here.
Oh, so wait, we have a spring under it?
Yeah, somewhere.
Under the building?
In April 1902, a young man from the telephone company was sent to fix the phone lines in the basement of the sanitarium. This building.
Well, not this
What
building,
used to
but
be
what,
here,
but
yeah.
what used to stand on this site.
He was deep in the back of the dimly lit basement near a long tunnel that encased the water lines connecting the sanitarium with the Beck's Hot Spring about 2 miles away. He suddenly heard a curious sound and caught a glimpse of a monstrous animal scurrying back into the tunnel. The man's hair stood up. He immediately scrambled out of the basement. The animal turned out to be an alligator named Jim,
Jim the alligator.
who'd been living in the sanitarium's basement and water system for the past 2 years. Jim was originally part of an exhibition of 3 juvenile alligators in the front window of the sanitarium in 1899, right downstairs. Once the alligators became too large and no longer cute, they were disposed of. One was killed. Another was sold to the U of U's biology department. This one died 4 months later. His brain and skin are preserved up at the U, apparently. The story told to reporters was that Jim was found to be listless and supposedly dead, so he was thrown into the basement of the sanitarium.
Poor Jim.
The management denied any knowledge that Jim was alive and blamed its employees who left lunch scraps in the basement for those who must have unknowingly kept the gator alive. Regardless of how Jim became a resident of the basement and the water systems of the sanitarium, it's unknown what happened to him after he was found out. Supposedly, management of the sanitarium organized a posse to search him out and dispose of him.
Okay, well, the alligator thing is interesting, but I'm still fascinated about whether we have hot springs underneath our building. And
Yeah.
if that's the case, why did we plug them up?
Well, they said they were piping them in from 2 miles away from a hot spring.
Oh,
2
well, then see,
miles
that's
away.
what they were coming from.
From that same-
because there
are hot springs.
They're
Yeah.
mostly capped now, but you know, every once in a while, you used to be able to see steam rising from them.
Isn't that cool? You should really follow her because she has all these really cool old pictures of buildings downtown.
Well,
and
this
stuff.
gives me an idea that our new mascot is a gator named Jim.
That is really a crappy looking building, though, you got to say.
Yeah,
I
the sulfur baths.
It's yeah, it's the sort of place that. Are there people looking out of the window there on the first floor?
Oh, I don't know.
Is that-
ghost. I can't tell. It could be a curtain.
So Rachel-SLC-history. You should follow her.
Jim, the X96 alligator.
Sure, why not?
I love this idea. It's a new mascot for us.
Oh, sorry about that. 9:32, and we have something here.
The continuation of the list.
The list.
Yes, this is a list. I wanted to find something nice to talk about, something helpful, something hopeful.
When are you going to do that?
This is a list of happiness, 25 short rules to make life happier.
Okay. Yeah, says who?
I don't know.
Okay.
I didn't source the list. It's just a
Oh,
list.
all right.
So we did the first part of it earlier. Here's the second half of the list. Number 13. Try by age 25. So everyone in this room,
Yes.
this doesn't affect, but maybe Ari, how old are you? Are
She's-
you under
she's
25?
19.
She's
Okay, perfect. Listen to this. So try by the age of 25. Many lifelong preferences are set by young adulthood. So try lots of new things when you are young.
Okay, right.
Yeah, well, that's certainly not been your
not me.
modus operandi.
Nobody told me this before 25.
She didn't have this list.
Nobody told me either. I just wanted to try things.
Number 14. Before accepting an invitation for the future,
Wait, what is an invitation for the future?
hey, do you want to go to a party on
that
Saturday?
Okay.
night?
All right.
Before accepting an invitation for the future, imagine that you have to show up tonight.
See, I thought you meant, say, would you like to come to the future?
No, but this is interesting because it's easy to say, yeah, I'll go do that. But think about it seriously. If that thing were happening tonight, would you go?
No, I
Is it
wouldn't.
that?
That means I would never go anywhere.
you're
That's
all-
happening tonight? Nope.
Nope, not
nope.
gonna do
Not
it.
going. Nope.
Not going to do it.
Yeah, last minute things are always.
But the point being, if it's a last minute thing and you still want to go, that
Then,
means
yeah.
you really want to do it.
That makes sense.
Yeah, I like that one. Let's see. If possible, have challenging conversations while walking.
Yeah, well, that's not possible.
Okay.
I mean,
Like
while walking.
It's because you can, like, okay, say you're walking with someone, or you're
Yeah.
you can focus on walk. You don't have to be looking at them while you're having
Right.
it, but you're together.
I would be more likely to trip, though. That's
If
just,
you're having a challenging
Yeah.
conversation.
yeah. I have to really concentrate on walking.
I think this is why Aaron Sorkin writes all of his movies and TV shows with walking.
We're walking,
We're
we're
walking,
talking.
and we're having challenging conversations while
Okay.
we're walking.
All
Try
right.
it. Nick.
Yeah,
I mean,
why not?
This says beware of procrasticleering. This is cleaning or organizing as an excuse to delay doing things you really need to do.
I am notorious for that one.
I kind of do that too.
Yeah.
I want to listen. I don't mind cleaning and doing dishes and stuff like that because I can listen to podcasts while I do it.
I'm the person that if I go home, I have to immediately start cleaning everything. I don't take my boots off. I start cleaning. I take care of everything because the minute I take my boots off and sit down, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I'm done.
To understand a new city or town, visit the local grocery store. Okay.
Okay.
Even when you're traveling, go to the
what?
Sure.
Why?
Why?
Yeah. Why would that? Grocery stores are. I mean, they're pretty much the same, aren't they?
No, like the
Everywhere?
local market.
I mean, like we don't have Safeways, so maybe there's a Safeway in the state that you're going to.
We used to, and I'm glad we ran them out of town.
This says, don't do something to make yourself feel better if it just ends up making you feel worse. And I think
well, how am I going to know until I do it?
My guess is that's like you're drinking because you think it'll make you feel better, but you drink too much and it makes you feel worse.
Yeah.
It always
That never happens to
It
you.
always makes me feel better.
Right.
And you never have the worst part.
Well,
ever.
almost never. I usually know when to stop.
That's good. Usually.
Let's see, number 19. If you're not sure how to have fun, and I don't.
Okay.
Ask yourself, what did I do for fun when I was 10 years old? And do that.
We rode bikes around the neighborhood because we weren't allowed to sit on TV.
So maybe you go for a bike ride if you're looking
I mean,
for
I have a
something
pool,
to
so
do.
I'm going to go swimming. That's my thing.
I like to play jacks. I do.
Is that why you have the red bouncy ball on your desk?
No, that's a different bounce. It's too big for jacks.
Oh, okay.
I play Barbies, but I think that's a little...
I asked my mom about this when the Barbie movie came out.
Yeah.
I was never a Barbie girl.
Didn't care
I
about
never
Barbies.
played with Barbies. I played with dinosaurs.
I don't think you were ever iffy about Barbies. Either you were all in on Barbies or you didn't care about them at all.
Correct.
If you're buying an item that you're not sure you'll use, buy or borrow a cheap one.
Smart. Dollar store.
No? Yeah? Don't spend a lot of money on something if you're not really sure you're going to.
Well, I don't know. Read the first line again.
If you're buying an item that you're not sure you'll use.
Well, then I don't know why you're buying it anyway.
Oh.
That would be my...
I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure I'm going to... Yeah, I won't buy it.
And if you end up using it regularly, then you can upgrade.
Yeah.
Like something you're like,
I mean, at least use it out. Like, use it out. Wear it out.
Yeah.
Make sure you use
And
that
then
all the way
get
through. And then get yourself a nice one because you use it so much.
One of these things it says is kitchen knives. My husband and I know you've done this, Bill.
What?
We had 2 sets of kitchen knives, like one that was in the trailer that we used camping that were like our old knife. He's like, I'm going to take these in and get them sharpened.
Yeah.
They're fantastic now.
I have for my wedding, we got a brand new full set of knives that have sharpeners in them. So when you pull it out, it automatically sharpens it. It's kind of cool, but also when you drop a knife and decide to catch it, it gives you 6 stitches.
Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, but just go get your knives sharpened. Huh?
So wait a minute. Was that one of the things to make you happy?
Get
your knife sharpened?
Yes.
Okay, all right.
Exactly.
Okay.
Let's see. Taking advice signals affection or respect. So when someone recommends a book, read it.
Why don't you take a long walk off a short
No.
pier?
No, that's not advice. That's just telling somebody to
When
do
a person recommends a TV show, watch it.
Like Bill
You've
Frost.
done, and Bill, you've done that. You've told me before, oh, you should really watch this show. I think you'd really like that show. When teaching information or telling a story, highlight what would be interesting to the person you're talking to, not what's fun for you to talk about.
Right.
Think about the audience. Number 23.
Okay.
Follow the 1 minute rule.
1 minute rule.
If you can do a task in less than a minute, do it right now. Don't procrastinate something that will only take a minute.
I got to make a phone call.
Or I gotta send a quick email.
Yeah.
Or I gotta just do it and get it done with it. I got 2 more.
I have to go to the bathroom.
You can't do that in a minute.
Yes, I can.
If you can't think a topic of conversation, you're at a party and you can't, say what's keeping you busy these days.
That's a great question.
What's
And I would say this.
Yeah.
Hey, what's keeping you busy these
Because
days?
everyone has an answer for that.
Oh yeah.
And number 25, if you think someone might not remember your name, reintroduce yourself. Don't wait for them to fumble for it. Say, oh, yeah,
I
Katie, right?
I wish people would do that more often.
Yeah.
A lot of people at my apartment.
Because I forget people's names, even when I've just met them.
Well, and we have interviewed a lot of people and had a lot of people in our studio here,
Yeah.
even more than once.
Yeah.
We don't remember. I'll remember your face.
Hey,
I'll be
nice
like,
to-
oh, yeah.
Nice to see you again, you.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I read a story once about how when George Clooney meets people,
Uh-huh.
he'll walk up to you and hold out his hand and he'll say, "Hi, I'm George." And you
You're
would
like,
think
I
that's
know.
But what a nice thing to
It
do.
is.
Like, why? He's just like, why would I assume you know my name?
Because
Or-
you're George Clooney. That's why.
I like that story.
That's a dumb thing to do.
It's not a
Hi,
dumb
my
thing
name's
to
George.
do.
No kidding.
Really?
Oh, really? It's George, is it? George. George what? Wait a minute. Let me guess. Clooney?
I think it's nice.
This is when Bill walks up to you with a handshake and goes, "Don't you know who I am?"
Hi, I'm George. No kidding.
I like it.
Is that the last one?
That's the last.
All right.
We hope you'd enjoyed another list with Radio from Hell on X96.
What's your last name? Let me guess.
You'll never
Before
guess.
we go any further.
You'll never guess.
It's George. Let me see. No, don't tell me. Don't tell me. Is it?
It's on the tip of my
Clooney?
tongue.
Is it Clooney?
All right.
God.
We're going to take a break after these messages and a song. We're going to come back and crawl towards the exits for this very hot show.
That just heated me up way too much.
All right, Bill. Retire with Jim.
Oh my gosh, I'd like to retire with Jim right now.
Right this minute.
Yeah.
I would love for Jim. Now, Jim, he's our pal. And listen, the smart thing for you to do is consult with a professional about your retirement. And you think, me, I don't have. No. You do have assets that you can start putting to work right now for your retirement. And right now, Jim is offering a retirement review consultation. Now, Jim normally charges $250 for this, but for Radio from Hell listeners, it's free, okay? Free. Just visit retirewithjim.com/X96. Jim's a local, experienced financial planner. His time fills up really quickly, though, so make sure you get in on this right away. Make your appointment today. Visit retirewithjim.com/X96. I mean, there's a lot of uncertainty in the future right now financially. Jim can help you put things together so you don't feel so, at sea, so alone, so lost in the financial jungle. Jim can help make sense of it all. Visit retirewithjim.com/X96. I was just an odd experience. I was just in the men's room.
Uh-oh.
And using the facility there, and I needed some toilet tissue to finish things up.
All right.
And so how they have those big dispensers,
Yes.
with like 6 rolls in it or something.
I hate those.
I do too. So anyhow, I reach in and I pull some toilet paper out, and as I pull the toilet paper out, something falls out. I guess it fell out of the dispenser onto the ground.
Okay.
And I think I know what that is, but I had to finish up what I was doing before I could inspect it further. And sure enough, it's the top of a vape cartridge.
You picked it up?
Yes, it's a piece of plastic, Gina. It's a piece of plastic it looks like it still has perhaps some...
That somebody had their mouth on. Are you like a toddler that I have to follow around going, that's been in somebody's mouth. Don't pick that up.
I don't know what's wrong with you. There is just something wrong with you. First of all, you have zero curiosity in life. Zero.
I would not pick up something that had been in some stranger's mouth.
And in the toilet paper dispenser.
It was in the toilet
I
paper
think
dispenser?
so.
When it spun
Because
around.
when I pulled the paper, it fell onto the ground.
It could have been sitting on the top of it.
No, I would have seen it if it had been sitting on top of it. So somebody, I didn't examine further to see if there was more of it, because this is just the top part. The battery part and maybe it's in there. Maybe somebody's been hiding
But who's vaping in the bathroom? You don't need to vape in the bathroom.
I think a lot of
Well,
people do
It's like
that.
we're back in high school.
No, I
You
think
know,
if it's not just harmless, nicotine vape, if it's something from a medical marijuana place, then maybe you don't want to do it.
Well, you don't want to
Out
do
in
it
the open.
in the bathroom. You go outside where it'll dissipate. If you do it in the bathroom, it's not going to dissipate.
Well, I don't know. It's just curious. It's curious. I should go back in and see if the rest of it's there.
I would think you, who would be an expert of smoking in the boys' room,
Yeah, I did.
would realize that you don't do it in there because it doesn't dissipate. The evidence is there.
Yeah, I never understood that idea of smoking in the boys' room.
Me neither.
I'd
You're
always
gonna get caught.
you go out in the parking lot,
Go
someplace where nobody's gonna or hopefully won't catch you.
Mm-hmm.
But they always caught us anyway. But I wonder why it's probably but it was inside that dispenser. I was going to say if it just fell out of somebody's pocket, but it didn't fall out of somebody's pocket into the toilet paper dispenser. I don't know. So I'm going to follow this till
I think you should, Detective Bill.
Here, Gina.
No!
That hit your drink.
Yes.
So a
Not
plastic.
only has it been in the bathroom,
A little piece of plastic
it's been in somebody's
hit
mouth.
the bottle, hit the outside of the bottle that you've been drinking from. You're so weird. You are so weird. Yep.
Don't let your
God,
dog get that.
No, don't let him.
Now Katie has to touch it so her dog doesn't eat it.
Now, Ivy reminds everyone, what about touching doors, elevator buttons? Okay.
Yeah.
It's all the same.
Yeah.
And then Emmeth in the chat room says, people drink airplane bottle of vodka in the bathroom at work, so vaping should
true.
be expected. No, it's different.
There's no
It's
no
not
odor when
filling
you drink.
a room
Yeah.
with smoke. That's a different. You can't compare the two.
When you vape marijuana, though, it doesn't. There's not a lot of smoke or anything.
There's enough.
It mostly ends up in your lungs, and then I guess it depends on how heavy you set the machine. But I can't. I'm a weakling. I don't do much. I don't do it at. I can't remember the last time I did it.
And if you're trying to dispose of evidence, I don't think
Do you
that's
think
the way to do it.
Do you think that's what was happening?
It's just
there?
weird. I don't know. It's just weird. Maybe it's the janitorial staff. Maybe that's how it ended up accidentally inside the dispenser, the toilet paper dispenser. Now I'm going to go back to the bathroom and check and see if the rest of it's there. And if it is, maybe it's still good.
I think you should hang out in there
Yeah.
just to see people coming and going. And
How you doing?
Yeah.
What's going on?
Maybe there's a way I could disguise myself as a paper towel dispenser. Yeah. This is empty. I was thinking there's some in it, but it's empty.
I noticed that last time I was there anyway, that somebody changed back the setting on the paper towel
Yeah.
dispenser to a smaller piece
Yep.
instead of our nice, luxurious piece of paper.
I think management saw what was happening and told the janitorial staff, "You set that back there and make sure that they can't get that much paper."
But the thing is, though, now I hit it 3 times so that I get enough paper to dry my hands, and
Yeah.
now I'm using more paper, and I'm using the battery more. The battery is going to have to get replaced again
Yeah.
quicker. So
Bill, if that whole thing had happened to me, and that had I would have had no idea what that was. I would have thought it was a part of the toilet paper holder.
Yeah, it's.
I've never encountered one of those.
Yeah, when I saw it on the floor, I wasn't quite sure. I thought, "Is that what I think it is?" And yeah, sure enough.
I haven't seen a cartridge like that before, so
Well, this is the part
right, it goes into the
into
battery.
the battery,
Right, yeah.
and then there's just a little bit of.
It's a different kind than I've seen before.
There's an amazing array of these things.
Yeah.
Different ways to vape.
I need to live a little.
Yeah, Gina.
Well, then start picking stuff off the bathroom floor.
Was anybody really surprised when Gina said, "I wouldn't know what that is"?
No, not
No.
at all. Not at all. But yeah, you've learned something.
I
have you?
have.
Okay. Did you see it close up?
I don't want to.
Well, then you won't know if you'll encounter it again.
Here, put it down on the counter. Just shove it down. I would not have.
See, tip it over. Use a pencil or something so you don't have to touch it. God, you're weird.
You can see there are little battery contacts there. See? You could have examined it all day and not known what it was.
Nope, no idea.
D1. I always think that song says bad words.
It probably does.
I mean, I'm sure it does, but even when it says funk,
yeah,
I feel like it says
Renegades of
Well,
Funk.
when they're doing it perhaps live, they might say something else.
Probably.
You never know.
Yeah.
I was a couple of things. I was looking at. We bought a watermelon the other day. A watermelon, and it was Big Chewy brand watermelon.
Big Chewy?
Big Chewy, Chuy, Big Chewy.
Okay.
And so Chewy.
It's a guy named Chewy.
Chewy is a name, yeah. But I thought, so what is Chewy? It's got to be short for something. Do
Yeah.
you know, Gina?
No, I don't know.
It's short for Jesus.
What?
The nickname Chewy, it's a common Mexican nickname for the name Jesus. It's a diminutive, meaning a shortened or familiar form of the name, similar to how Bill is a nickname for William. The name Chewy, and I don't understand this, frankly. The name Chewy likely evolved from Chucho, which itself sounds like Susho or Suso when it first came into use, but I'm not getting it. The name Jesus in Spanish, the name Jesus is pronounced Jesus. Oh, well, there we go. Jesus, Suso, from Jesus to Chucho. The name Jesus is often shortened to Chucho in Mexican culture, and then Chucho to Chewy, and then so I guess I get it, but I love the name. I just loved that Big Chewy. It's Big Chewy watermelon.
How was the watermelon?
It was good, seedless, a seedless water. I used to not care for watermelon that much until I discovered tahine.
That's the best
watermelon,
way to have it.
so good.
Watermelon or pineapple?
I'm
with
such a sucker
tahini?
for tahine in general.
Yeah, and I had not discovered tahine until the last couple of years.
Really?
And I just now I can eat
Fantastic.
watermelon all the time
Mm-hmm.
because I said it's a good vehicle for my tahine.
I like if I get a margarita.
Oh yeah.
I like instead of salt on the rim, tahini on the rim.
Yes, I agree.
And then
I do that with Bloody Marys too.
And then I really liked this. I just saw this line written up somewhere, and it says, Ina Garten shares her easiest dinner recipe ever.
Ever? Is there like two things?
I don't know. I didn't look.
Well, yeah. What?
Ina Garten just shared her easiest dinner recipe
Well,
ever.
you have to share it with all of us.
But I thought it was very exciting news. I thought, but I didn't have a chance to look it up.
Jeez.
Okay.
Is it that exciting?
I mean,
It's
it depends
really-
on what the recipe is.
It's really not that exciting.
No?
No. Then here's another note I made, and I didn't look this up either. Ron DeSantis said that you can run over people with your car.
What?
Run over immigrants with your car.
Oh, jeez.
Now, I didn't look that up. I should have, because that would be a good boner candidate if he really did say that. Yeah, just run them over.
Find it for tomorrow.
I think I will.
So back to the Ina Garten thing.
Yeah.
So
Is it her easiest breakfast recipe ever?
No, I mean I didn't look it up, but it
Or dinner?
reminded me that my sister, they're all good looking.
Mm-hmm.
My sister and I are supposed to take food over to a family for, like
Okay.
I think it's funny that you do that preemptively now, by the way.
They're all
that you
good-
say they're all good
yeah.
looking, which I think people must think, God, her sisters must be really ugly if
They're
she
all-
has to say that every
They're all
time.
good looking. We're taking a dinner over to a family, and here's the text chain between me and my sister.
Mm-hmm.
I said I can't cook anything, but I'd be happy to go in on dinner with you for this family. And she says, "Well, we can Sandra Lee it." And I said, "What is
does
that?"
that mean?
Oh yeah,
Oh, do you know what that is?
she's a
TV chef. sort
Yeah,
of.
she said Sandra Lee is semi-homemade. So she takes like pre-made things
Mhm.
and,
And
then
then
dresses them
spice
up,
it up,
a
yeah.
little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah,
I'll,
that's kind of right up your alley.
I'll have to let you know
Yeah.
how that goes.
Please do.
Because I'm like, well, I'm not going to cook
Was it?
anything.
Is it
but-
for just some?
like a family that needs dinners brought
Yeah,
over?
yeah.
And then I wrote this note. How about having a shot of Malort?
Ugh, why?
Do you know what it is?
Yeah.
See, I'd never heard of it.
So-
Apparently, it started in Chicago, and it's a big thing in Chicago.
It's
and I was just reading
gross.
something. Yeah, that's what I.
Yeah.
What is it?
I found
It's a
out about
drink,
this
an
on
alcoholic drink.
I found out about this on a D&D drinking Instagram. But it's a liquor that's just nasty.
They say it tastes kind of like cleaning fluid in old socks.
Yeah.
Why would anybody
But it's
do
but
that?
it's but why would anybody drink Jägermeister?
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
It's just
Actually, you like licorice. I'm surprised you don't like.
yeah, I like
Jaeger.
licorice. I don't like to drink Jägermeister
Fair.
that has that anise flavor to
Yeah.
it. But
All right. Promo?
oh, I don't know. Yeah,
I hope
yeah,
so.
yeah. There it is. Okay, I can do it.
We might be here for tomorrow's Radio from Hell show.
I'm not coming in if the damn air conditioning isn't fixed.
Well, if it's fixed, we'll be doing Beat Gina, Frank Chris Presents, and of course, Boner of the Day.
Let's throw a hello, yeah, what in there too, shall we?
Be ready to call 877-602-9696 with questions, comments, criticisms, or jokes starting at about 7:45.
Radio from Hell, if there's air conditioning, Tuesday morning here on X96.
This is kind of a threat promo.
That's okay. I like it because it's. It slowly reminding me of last year when it was nearly 90 degrees in our studio.
And for how long?
That was almost 2 months,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. And we,
Was it that long?
yeah,
really?
it was. It
well,
took
how
forever.
stupid are we that we kept coming in?
Well, we took some time off because none of us could focus in here. It was so bad. So, I like the threat, Gina.
Yeah, I'm putting it out there.
Yeah, I'll keep you I'll keep you up to date on what I
Is it
hear.
cooler out in the office?
It's
out in the...
yes, it is cooler out in the cantina, but in both of our studios, it is so hot right now, and you can tell there is no air running.
Nope, nothing's moving.
Just disgusting.
Yeah.
It's stupid too. I mean,
Yeah.
We're done. We can
Yes.
go now.
Let's
All right.
let's get out of here.
right.
As Carrie would say, well, thank you guys in the producers booth. Appreciate you guys. Live long and prosper, bitches.
don't you know who I am?
It's too hot for fudge.
It's too hot for fudge, but I'm sure Artie Fufkin will keep you entertained.